From the center of the earth, freshly returned from Austin, Texas, where Doomcock witnessed the first day's showing of Shazam, aka the real Captain Marvel. I have come now to review Shazam and to commune with my people, Dominions, Doomentites, and Xanadumirs around the world. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I come to review Shazam! Yes, Revenge of the Livestream 2, the Shazamening. The earlier live stream this afternoon was interrupted because I had to go and make my showing of Shazam. But now I have been to the mountaintop, and I have seen Shazam, and I have returned in Revenge of the Livestream 2, the Shazamening, to Shazamen this film for you all. And I'm talking back at myself because I was unmuted. I hate it when that happens. And so, without further ado, let me say hello to the SSB candidates: Chris Persia, Random Nerd of Doom, Cato Roan, Chad Nielsen, John Balderdash, Mark Termal, Brian M, El Argo 30, sailing away to El Argo, Armchair Warlord, Knuckleavy, Froglik von Happenstanz, Preserving Light, Vasco Zuzus, D. Pensac, Von Doofus. Always good to see Von Doofus. You've changed, though. Blasted Heath, Tracy Tobias, JP, The Walking Dude, Brent Newman, Displaced, Elimbier, Sparkus Aurelius, TJ, Immortal Coil, The Mad Jester, 987. Well, I'm glad you're not the Mad Jester 986. I hate that guy. Welcome. Daxamite is back. Orchnestra again. Project Saragossa. Roland has returned. TJ. Enclave Soldier, the Mike and Tim Comedy Show, to which I subscribe. Beagleman 85. Mary Ashmead. Hail Mary Ashmead, the dearest wrench wench on YouTube. Ryan Geiger. Enclave Soldier. Dr. Forbin and Colossus. Two great tastes that taste great together. Mary Highland, Kilroy was here. Armchair Warlord, Panzer 4F2, Xenopulse, Anthony Aguirre, Mira J, Raumo Greywolf, Nerd Girl is here. Matt S, and the rest of you guys. Thomas Wayne is here. Gary McGregor. A Planetary Disaster, Xenomorph XX121, Brent Newman, Truth Apocalypse, many, many more, all joining me on this Thursday night late edition and continuation of my earlier broadcast. This will be a little trickier, but I am excited to be here, and I have a full review for you people of Shazam. A full, absolute review. Now, I want to let you guys know that this review will be spoiler-free. It may have like very, very, very minor spoilers just to set up certain situations and stuff, but I won't give away any twists, surprises, cameos, or anything like that. What I'm going to do, however, is I am going to take this review and I am then going to go ahead and put it back on YouTube tomorrow with additional material. I would put some spoilers on that version, but not this version. So I'm going to be very interested to see what you guys who have seen it think as well. And you may disagree with my assessment of it. That's perfectly fine. Basically, you know, I always give my very honest opinion, and I try my very best to do a straightforward job of this stuff. And I confess any biases where I have them. So, we are up to 219 people here right now, and I want to thank all of you for joining me here tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and hold off for just a few more minutes on the review, just to let the stragglers kind of pop on in. I do have some super chats left over from the last session earlier this afternoon, and I'm going to go ahead and address some of those right this minute. And then get to the review, and then I'll be ping-ponging back and forth. So we have Silhouetted Animator with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Silhouetted Animator. And he asks, do you think the Joker movie could be set on Earth 3? I very much doubt it, Silhouetted Animator. That would take a level of awareness of canon and, kind of a commitment to detail that I really doubt that the producers of the Joker movie have thought out. I just don't think that they would feel any need to do that. So, could it be? Yes, of course it could. Definitely could, and it would be a good way to say, okay, well, this is an Elseworlds Joker origin that doesn't in any way conflict with what Heath Ledger did in The Dark Knight. But I don't really think it makes all that much difference, honestly. In the comics, there are so many different versions of the Joker's origin. There's so many different stories and takes on Batman. I mean, it's just, was there any conflict, say, between, Jack Nicholson's Joker with, Michael Keaton's Batman and then Heath Ledger's Joker and Christian Bale's Batman? You just kind of realize, okay, this is a different version. This is a different iteration. Unfortunately, these movies kind of have gone the way of the comics in that the so-called canon is completely screwed. So, really every single movie at this point is kind of an Elseworlds movie. So that's kind of my take on it. But thank you, Silhouetted Animator. I love Gigantor. Your avatar is cool. I actually have both a color, blue Gigantor and a black and white Gigantor on my bookshelf behind me. Gigantor, the space age robot. Fantastic. Armchair Warlord with $2 super chats. 2 great chats that chat great together. And Armchair Warlord says, check out Blame by Tsutomi Nihai. It's amazing. Speaking of different animes and mangas earlier in the chat. And I said that I was kind of trying to kind of beef up my anime resume, if you will. I've had a smattering of anime in my life and, a lot of Miyazaki's films. I love Miyazaki. But, there's a lot of the staples that I just am not really all that versed in. And I'm trying to get more deeply into Star Blazers and Captain Harlock. I used to watch Captain Harlock, but not with any regularity. And I'm kind of wanting to see the whole thing, meticulously. Same thing with Yamato and Star Blazers. Thank you, Armchair Warlord. Armchair Warlord also says, all hail. Check out the Maiden's War on Indiegogo. Yes, Armchair Warlord is one of my legionnaires, and he is also a novelist, and he is also a soldier. And recently he injured his leg jumping out of a plane, people. So the least you can do to thank him for his service and to acknowledge that he knows what he's talking about. So a book on war that he writes might actually have some kind of veritas and gravitas to it that otherwise might elude the lesser novelist. Go and check out The Maiden's War on Indiegogo. I think that is an absolutely cool thing that he has done and absolutely worth a look. Thank you, Armchair Warlord. Liam Hemmings has donated a €20 super chat to my earlier session, but he has said nothing. He is silent. He just gives from the heart and then moves on quietly. Kind of like the Glimmer Man with silencers strapped to his feet. I don't know why silencers strapped to his feet would help him to walk more silently. I think it's a cartoony conceit that I pulled out of my armored butt just for laughs. But thank you, Liam Hemmings, nevertheless, for the €20 super chat. And we also have some super chats here waiting for us now. And I will get to these currently as I'm waiting for just a few more minutes to go ahead and give my review. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to kind of arrive. I know that not everyone is precisely on time. The trains don't always run on time in Xanadu, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to vamp here for a little bit longer, and then I will give my review. Chris Blake Chris Blake, hail Chris, with a $5 super chat tonight. Thank you, sir. And he says, can't stay tonight. Baseball's on, but wanted to play homage. Hail Doomcock. Go Rangers. All right. Well, man, no truer love hath a man than to delay his sports gratification to come and say hello to the chat and to contribute to Doomcock's coffers as he attempts to take over the world. Chris, go Rangers, damn it. I hope that they do not disappoint you. I hope that they kick ass, take names, and send you to bed drunk with a smile on your face. Drink that beer, buddy. Drink that beer. Have one for me. I haven't had a drop all day. You know what I had at the movie? I had a milkshake. It seemed appropriate, given the theme of Shazam and everything. Eric Hawk with a $2 super chat. Hail, Eric Hawk. And Eric Hawk says to the chat, folks, press T if you're rooting for Thanos in Endgame. Yep. I am pressing T repeatedly. T, damn it. T and T again. It's a sad and sorry damn day when you have to root for Thanos to put an end to the Marvel universe because it is sliding in a one-way trip down to SJW town in a handbasket. Now, I know the phrase is hell in a handbasket, but I think SJW town is pretty much the same goddamn thing. Yep, a lot of T's. I'm seeing a lot of T's. Be careful, Doomcock. You might press the wrong button, says Glenn Sanders. I'm very careful, sir. Yes, Eric Hawk, it is indeed sad. Ranks Orox says, I hope no one lives in Endgame. Me either. I hope no one lives in Endgame. Up here earlier in the chat, somebody said that Geeks and Gamers had confirmed somehow that, God damn it, that Captain Marvel is the one that defeats Thanos, which is a supreme fucking insult to every hero in the Marvel universe, and I am disgusted. Of course, I find out this news after I already bought my ticket. I bought it the very first day that it came available so that I could bring a review to you as quickly as humanly possible. And it's going to be hell because I only could get a late show. So I'm going to go to like a late show and then I'm going to have to like stay up and write the review and do it, or get up real early and do the review. Either way, I'm going to be on sleep deprivation. I'm going to be angry. I'm probably going to be drunk because if this is true, it's going to piss me the fuck off. So I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. And the Living Tribunal should stop Thanos. It's his job. Good point, Thomas Coulter. I am just very, very concerned. Taylor Potter says, hello there. Just got here and just subscribed to your channel. We are all children of Thanos. I have nothing against Thanos. Actually, on that website about, go check and see if Thanos lets you live or die, Thanos spared me. So there you go. Vasco Zuzus, hail. Orchestra, hail. Leaguer fan. We need drunk Harvey. Maxwell Miller. Ryan Bannon. Drunk cock is best cock, says Maxwell Miller. Yeah, I called it months ago, and I was hoping I was wrong. I was hoping that they would reverse course. And I am unhappy about it. Very unhappy about it. We have 326 people now watching and waiting for my review. I will do a couple more super chats, and then I'm going to go ahead and deliver my review. Some of you may not be happy about it, but I'm going to be just as honest as I possibly can be, and we will discuss it. Sparkus Aurelius. Hail Sparkus Aurelius with a pair of super chats, $2 super chats. And Sparkus Aurelius says nothing. Sparkus Aurelius is a mystery, wrapped in a riddle disguised as a conundrum. His silence speaks eloquence, and his avatar is purple. At least it looks purple to me. Maybe kind of a purpley crimson. I'm not sure, but there's no image. So he's a man of mystery, this Sparkus Aurelius. But either way, oh Sparkus Aurelius, I thank you, sir. I thank you once. I thank you twice for both of your super chats and for being here this evening, oh great Sparkus Aurelius. We need more Romans these days, damn it. My legion needs spears and shields because, you know, the way things are going, the invasion is going to have to be fast-tracked. Things are not looking good. Things are not looking good in the Marvel universe or in the Star Trek universe or in Star Wars. Jesus Christ. Twilight Zone has gone full woke. I have a review coming up, hopefully in the next day or so, of episode 2. My episode 1 review is already up. Jesus God, they're not leaving us anything. There aren't even scraps anymore. Just craps. No scraps, just craps. Is this fair, I ask you? I ask you, sir. Is it fair? Is it fair? I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. Briefly turned me into a Brit. Damn it. Oh, Daxamite with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Daxamite. And he asks, would you live in the Casablanca universe but be poor and suffering? Or live in the STD universe successful with everything you wanted in your dreams? Well, since my dreams include destroying the Discovery, wiping Mikey Spock from existence, making the Klingons look like, Klingons, restoring canon. Maybe I could get a hold of that dead Red Angel suit, because you're saying successful with everything you wanted in your dreams. I dream of destroying Star Trek Discovery. I dream of obliterating it from reality, from memory, from history, from the minds and hearts of every single sentient being in the galaxy, nay, in the whole fucking universe. So I would have to say that I would pick living in the STD universe, being successful with everything I wanted in my dreams, because my dreams include ending the STD universe. So I guess I would be the Thanos of that fucking universe, and I would snap my fucking fingers, and Mikey Spock would be kindling. At least in an ideal world, that would be the case. All right, Ramblers, I think it's time for me to go ahead and do my review. So I want to let you guys know that it's spoiler-free again. I will do a follow-up tomorrow with some additional spoilers added to what I'm doing now. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into it. Now, I know some of you may disagree, but this is absolutely the place to do it, because we can debate this and we can go ahead and, kind of hash it out a little bit and see if we can arrive at some truth. All right. So, my friends, here is my review of Shazam. Shazam is a movie that I went into with a bias. I was biased because I was really wanting to love it. I was damn well determined to love it, my friends, because there hasn't been a lot of good news lately in the world of superheroes. Thanos ripped the Marvel Cinematic Universe apart, killing half of our heroes off. They replace our heroes with the so-called Captain Marvel, who is poised to wokenate the MCU, ensuring that superheroism, like the Force, will be female as hell in the foreseeable future. So I will admit that I was pulling for Shazam to succeed. I really needed to see a good movie right about now. So you should be aware of that bias before I proceed with my review. I've been a fan of the big red cheese since I was a kid. Not as big a fan of Captain Marvel as I was of Batman or Spider-Man, But I was aware of Captain Marvel as a goofy, fun superhero book. Kind of like Scrooge McDuck meets Plastic Man in a cape. C.C. Beck was, in my mind, an alter ego to Carl Banks. An alter ego to Carl Barks. It was a wild and very cartoony version of Superman. And so, yes, I, the future ruler of Earth, went in prepared to give Shazam every benefit of the doubt. So the question is Shazam a good movie? Did it fulfill the promise of the very amusing and exuberant trailer? And should you go and see it? The first negative omen came when I walked into the theater only 10 minutes before showtime and found the theater to be easily half empty. It filled up a little bit more as we approached screening time, but there were a lot of empty seats in that theater, my friends. And this is never a good sign on opening day, even during a weekday, for a major superhero movie. I wondered what the people who stayed home knew that I didn't. This made me nervous. However, never one to follow the herd. I just took my seat and crossed my fingers and hoped. Now, once the movie started, the dark tone of the opening surprised me. It seemed like an entirely different movie than the film I was expecting. It was dark, fairly grim, in fact, involving a serious accident and the rise of a character famous in Captain Marvel canon that would come back to haunt Billy Batson later in the movie. When we meet Billy Batson, he is not what I expect either, which can be a good thing. Surprises are good after all, especially when those surprises are in keeping with the reality of the character being developed. But the result of all of this is the first third of the film is rather mirthless. It is not fun. It is, in fact, fairly depressing. And you start to wonder what the hell is going on. Guardians of the Galaxy famously started out this way, but it recovered in amazing and spectacular fashion after a heart-rending opening with an exuberant pop culture explosion of pure cinematic joy, marked by Star-Lord breaking into a temple on an alien planet, hunting treasure, accompanied by Red Bones' "Come and Get Your Love." That recovery in that movie was speedy. From tears to laughter, 0 to 60 in 7 minutes. It feels like Shazam languishes in the doldrums for nearly 30 minutes, for pretty much the entirety of its first act, until the moment that Shazam is first uttered, and Captain Marvel finally appears in all his glowing red and yellow glory. My friends, Zachary Levi is fabulous in the role of Captain Marvel. The film only comes to life once he appears. Levi captures a boyish wonder with laudable aplomb. He is quite simply the electric shock paddles that this moribund film needed to lurch to life. Pretty much all the goodwill I have remaining for this movie is because of his outstanding performance. Equally superb is Mark Strong as Dr. Savannah. He exudes menace, yes, but tonally, Savannah's story is so much darker than Captain Marvel's story that it results in a almost schizophrenic quality to the movie that almost literally sunders it in two. The movie never seems to fire on all thrusters in sync. The Captain Marvel stuff is light and fun. The Savannah stuff is dark and grim. And when the two meet, the result is muddled and repetitive. It's kind of like Wayne's World meets The Exorcist, partly a Christmas movie in April, but a little too scary and dark for the younger kids that might enjoy the funny parts with Captain Marvel. The tone is all over the place, and while a tonally rich film is a joy to me, something that I celebrate and encourage, this really seems very, very much divided. You either have it one way or the other, and never the twain meet except in battle. Sadly, the problem that I have with Shazam is, despite wanting very much to love this movie and really pulling for it to succeed, this movie got very tedious indeed, in my opinion. Basically, unless you like a movie where the hero mostly runs away and repeatedly gets his ass kicked up until the very end, Shazam probably isn't going to be your cup of tea. There are, without a doubt, clever moments, fresh moments, fun moments of genuine laughter where you get the wonder of a kid suddenly given superpowers. But those moments are mostly covered in the trailer. Sure, there are more of them that you didn't see in the trailer, but really, it's just rinse and repeat without deepening the character or adding anything to that growth. The main theme in this film is family. The conflict being an orphan striving to deal with issues of belonging. That part succeeds for the most part, but the superhero parts, while there are some nice little oases in this action movie desert, the superheroics here are sadly pretty tame. Not really up to snuff, because after years of these superhero films, the bar is set pretty high for action set pieces, and I started getting really restless and frankly bored seeing all the battles except for the very last one go like this. Bad guy threatens people. Billy says, Shazam. Captain Marvel rises from the smoke, postures, gets his ass kicked, says Shazam, turns into Billy, tries to run away in the confusion, disguised as a little kid, and get lost in the crowd. The bad guy threatens the crowd. Shazam, Captain Marvel rises, posturing heroically, gets his ass kicked, runs away, rinse and repeat. I mean, Jesus, this got very frustrating for me, people. And at one point, I was wondering when this is going to be over, how much longer we had to go. And at another point in the rinse and wash cycle, I actually rolled my eyes and shook my head. I mean, good God. I must confess, despite my goodwill and high hopes, I was frequently disappointed by Shazam. I think a lot of the best parts are in the trailer. There are parts that are like that trailer stuff that aren't in the trailer, and I enjoyed those. But really, these best parts, the learning about his powers, buying beer, showing off, is basically all in the trailer. What's left is disjointed and, in terms of superheroics, kind of lame. I will post this review with a few additional spoilers probably tomorrow. I want to keep this review largely spoiler-free. But I will mention one particularly bad part in a general way. There is in the movie a very badly done bus rescue where the bus would definitely have been totaled and everyone would have definitely been killed in the so-called rescue. This part strained credulity to the extreme, and I found it very concerning as a fan of the genre. I mean, you can't do this kind of stuff these days. It's just not credible. Nor is it credible that in his superhero fights with evil Dr. Savannah, Captain Marvel never hurls lightning bolts, despite that being one of the things he likes to do best and one of the most effective things he could have done. But you know how much I hate it when superheroes don't use their powers in a fight because script. In my coming spoiler review, I will give further details about a twist at the end of this movie that advances the theme but completely minimizes Captain Marvel as a superhero and as the star of his own movie. But I'll go into detail about that in my follow-up review. I can't tell you definitively whether or not you should go see this movie. I didn't hate it, far from it. I rather liked it. And I have nothing against it. But I must confess, I felt disappointed. And for stretches of this film, I felt frustrated and exasperated because despite the goodwill and good intentions, Shazam never quite takes flight. The fights are uninspired, repetitive, and dull, but the performances are good to excellent. Billy Batson is definitely a character with a point of view, But that point of view is often kind of cynical and hurt, looking for a parent that may or may not have abandoned him, wondering where in the world he belongs, and often running away and ducking out of fights until compelled to fight. I suppose, if asked, I would say that if you're curious about this movie, I would encourage you to go see it. There are a number of very fun touches in the movie. Zachary Levi captures a wonderful boyish innocence as Captain Marvel. Really, the performances are excellent across the board, and there are some fun little surprises in this movie. Despite a development at the end that pretty much minimizes Captain Marvel in a surprising and rather annoyingly distracting way. But that said, I would like to encourage you to go see this if you're at all curious, because I absolutely want to encourage DC to move in this direction in the future, away from the blue-gray world of their earlier efforts and towards this bright, funny, colorful universe. I just hope that the next movie is better. And that concludes my review. So, what say the chat? How do you guys feel about Captain Marvel? Have any of you guys seen it? Did I miss the mark? Was I insane? Was I expecting too much? I always call it as I see it, folks. I have to be honest, even when it pains me to do so. But this is not a hateful review. This is not a review saying, oh, hell no, stay away from this movie. If you are interested in it, go see it. You may enjoy it. You may well enjoy it. Those are merely the observations that I had, and I wanted to share them with you honestly and completely. J. Peasmold Gruntfatalk says, compared to Captain Marvel, how bad? Oh, it's fucking a masterpiece compared to Captain Marvel. Listen, dude, I would never recommend Captain Marvel in the slightest. There was nothing enjoyable in Captain Marvel except a few little bits with, Samuel L. Jackson, but sadly, it's apples and oranges, dude. Shazam is a vastly superior. It's viable. Like I'm saying, you could go. It's a respectable choice to go see Captain Marvel. It's worth watching. But you have to kind of lower your expectations because a lot of it, I mean, most of it is spent with this guy basically running out on fights and not fighting, and it gets really kind of frustrating. Scott Lazars says, I enjoyed it. Spartan Jeremy sounds a lot like what I heard from SE Reviews. Interesting. Sounds like a 6.5, says Truth Apocalypse. Right around there. Maybe a little higher. Maybe like a 7. Heroinberg says, we'll go see it anyway, probably. Sure. Listen, I encourage them to move in this direction. Like I said, I think that this is a much better direction than the, Schneider stuff. I think that having some levity and some fun, and there is fun in this, it's a movie that's got a lot of love in it. So is the movie a pass, says Random Nerd of Doom? Well, if these objections that I raised are kind of deal killers for you, then probably. But like I said, I encourage you guys to go and check it out for yourselves. Because it misses a lot. I think structurally there are problems, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. A lot of stuff in there. And hell, go see it. Let me know what you guys think. Absolutely. I got to tell the truth, I just have to I have to tell the truth. Jennifer H, as bad as Superman putting oil back in a tanker. All I'm saying, in this bus rescue, there would be a lot of fucking dead people. I'm just, just straight up. It's just one of those things. It just doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. So, oh, I don't mean to get you depressed, Heroinberg. Doomcock's getting me depressed, says, I really wanted to come into Shazam with high expectations. Well, actually, look, go into it with lower expectations, go see it, and you may actually really, really love it. Paul Heller promised to take the kids tonight. I needed to know if I should go sober, catatonic, or half in the bag. I'm going in half in the bag. Thanks and cheers from Asia. Paul, half in the bag is the way to go. You know, you definitely don't want to be catatonic, but you also probably don't want to be sober. I was sober. I had a milkshake instead. I think it would have been better. Warren Roar says, I'm bummed out that Shazam wasn't that good of a film, according to my Lord Doomcock. Thanks as always for being honest at all times, my liege. You are welcome. Rob D says he totally disagrees with everything I'm saying here. Absolutely fair. Michael, I entirely disagree, but it's better than Captain Marvelous. Absolutely is, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone from going to seeing it. I simply have to you know, call it like I see it, guys. I have to call it like I see it. But I am very excited for Godzilla, King of Monsters. I can't wait to see that one. I think that one is going to be a winner. And there are voices of dissent in the chat saying that they disagree with my assessment. So there is hope. Doomcock may simply be wrong, you know, according to your aesthetic. Nihilus, I just reviewed Captain Marvel, my friend. I just reviewed it, but I'm going to post that separately later and put some spoilers in at the end of it. And you will have spoiler warnings. So there you go. Panzer 4F2 says, seen worse. I saw Ang Lee's Hulk movie at theater. People were talking amongst themselves and kids were playing in the aisles. Nobody watching the screen. Never seen that before. People were watching it. And it did get some good laughs and stuff. Just manage your expectations, as Marquand says. Just manage your expectations, you know? I think that I'll be very interested to see what you guys think about it when you get out. Catbirds says, I saw the preview and really enjoyed most aspects of this film. The dark opening third established the villain's MO. The rest I'll comment in your next video. I do agree on the bus scene, though. Oh, there you go. So, yes. Well, they're giving it away in the chat here. We should try to avoid spoilers, guys. I'm trying not to spoil things. But yeah, it's kind of messed up. Enclave Soldier, I will see it and judge it on my own terms, of course. As well, you should. Is there a consistency in attitude character between Billy Batson's performance and Captain Marvel's, says Rudyard Olnick. Well, that is hard to say. I think Billy Batson is much happier as Captain Marvel. So, you know, Batson is kind of a bit depressed. He's been searching for his parents and, you know, so he's not really what you expect. He's not like he's in the comics. He's a kind of a richer, subtler character and a darker character. But when he's Captain Marvel, oh my God, he is like just childlike wonder. Absolutely wonderful performance. Chris the Geek Bowman says Shazam was okay, but there was too much comedy for me. But I give Shazam a solid 3 out of 5, Doomcock. I think that's fair. I think I would do the same. Ronan Blade saying, thanks, Doomcock, like taking toys from your kid to see them cry. Well, if you don't want me to be honest, I don't know what to tell you, man. And it's only my opinion. I could be completely mistaken, but this is my honest review. Shazam was better than Captain Marvel, true, says Tracy Tobias. No doubt about it. Hands down. So let us resume our chats. Let me go ahead and see what's on your minds in the super chats here. And I apologize if I bummed out anyone, but you know, it's just I gotta call them like I see them, my friends. I just gotta call them like I see them. Common Sense America with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Common Sense America. Hail, Lord. Need me some Doomcock after watching the newest Discovery episode. Wish I had some eye-stabbing needles for this crap. Well, I worked on this review. I have not had a chance to see STD as of yet, but I must tell you that I am dreading it like getting your eye stabbed with a needle, and I've had that before. So I know it is no goddamn fun at all, Comments America. Kind of like watching Star Trek Discovery. Oh. It sucks. Common Sense America, thank you for being here again, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. And I will have a Discovery review out in the next few days. So brace yourselves for that. Got a lot of stuff, man. I got a lot of work to do. Got to go ahead and finish up this Shazam review. I got to go ahead and get that Twilight Zone episode 2 review out. I've got to review Star Trek Discovery, the latest atrocity. And I've also got stuff to do for my Patreon. I've got a movie to watch and comment on. I've got a Trek episode to watch and comment on. Doomcock rarely sleeps. Doomcock rarely sleeps. But hail Common Sense America, and thank you, sir. Josh and Rebecca Momini. Hail Josh and Rebecca with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Josh and Rebecca Momini. Do. Momini. Do. And they say, can't stay, money for the bots and Harv's wampum. Thank you, Josh and Rebecca. I hope that you get some good sleep tonight. I hope that I get some good sleep tonight. It's rare when I get good sleep, but I need it. Got up early today. Well, actually, I just pretty much launched right into my live stream and tumbling out of bed. I went to bed late. Well, I won't bore you with that. Anyway, thank you, Josh and Rebecca Momini. The SSB candidates, a 50 Mexican dollars super chat. You are back, you dementite you. And the SSB candidate says, I wonder that now with Shazam and the way the DCEU is going, will Karen Fukuhara return? I have a crush on her. Such lovely feet and that black hair. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Karen Fukuhara will return, but I can understand you having a crush on such a lovely woman, SSB candidates. And I, too, am a leg man and a foot man. So I feel your what you are laying down, sir. I feel you entirely. And I will put out an order. I will go ahead and use what influence I have on the DC universe to have Karen Fukuhara return to you. And by the influence I have, I mean I have no influence. So good luck with that. Basically, I will cross my fingers and hope, sir. I will hope for you. You know, it's true. Everything I hope it for you. Jeffrey Hickleberry with a $2.99 super chat. Hail Jeffrey Hickleberry. And he says, I'm Jeff's evil brother. The Last Jedi is awesome. He. Well, we have an evil doppelganger in this chat tonight, folks. Jeffrey Hickleberry. Watch out for Jeffrey Hickleberry. He may very well be one of the evil doppelgangers from the lodge in Twin Peaks. He may be from that lodge where people talk backwards and red dwarfs dance and sing a pretty tune. I'm suspicious, Jeffrey Hickleberry. I'm very suspicious. Your he was typed very, very maniacally, and I'm concerned. Indiana Jeremy says, I'm not in the whole foot thing. Well, that's right, because you know what toes look like, Indiana Jeremy? Snake heads. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Asps. Very dangerous. You go first. Da 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 da. Great movie. God, I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. Mary Ashmead. I woke up so confused this morning. Forgot if I had to take the kiddo to school. LAMO. That's the kind of mom I wish I had. The one that would forget whether or not I had to go to school. That I could simply say, no, Mom, it's Saturday, even when it was Wednesday. She would go back to sleep and then be too late. That's what I would love to happen. Dan M says we really need season 4 of The Expanse to be good. Hell yeah, I'm counting on it. Stop it. I'm counting on it. I hope, I pray that season 4 of The Expanse is going to be absolutely brilliant. In the same way that Jesus, God, I am praying to God, praying to high heaven that the Game of Thrones will conclude satisfactorily. I hope that they won't jump the dragon. I hope that the Night King will not pull out some kind of weird thing we never saw coming. I hope that the characters will stay true to themselves. This, above all, to their own selves be true. That is the criteria that I operate on in something like this. Even if the show is a disaster for everyone, and I believe everyone is probably going to die, and I'm going to do a video of predictions before Game of Thrones airs, as long as the characters behave in a way that's consistent for those characters, I think I will be satisfied. But we have spent way too many years with these people to have them suddenly behave in ridiculous ways because script. So many finales do that. They did that with Walter White in Breaking Bad, completely fucked the ending as far as I was concerned. I ranted and raved like hell about it at the time. And someday I'm going to work up the urge again to go ahead and rant and rave about it some more because, you know, the idea that Breaking Bad had a great ending is bullshit. Breaking Bad jumped the blue shark in a most distressing way. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about that in a future video. Hell, I mean, I talked to myself out. I shouted it from the highest mountain at the time when it happened. And I can't find any of the stuff that I wrote at that time. I cannot locate where that file went with that writing on it, which drives me insane. So I actually have to revisit it, and it's so intensely painful for me to revisit that I've put it off for all this time because it hurts so bad. Because the ending, Breaking Bad was a perfect series through the first 4 seasons. Perfect. I wouldn't change a damn thing about it. It was a high water mark for television. And yeah, Jesus, that 5th season. Oh, dear God. Anyway, let us continue on. We got some super chats from earlier this evening. Earlier in the day. I want to get some of these out of the way as well. Moon fail. I'm being followed by a moon fail. With a $20 super chat. Thank you, Moon fail or Moon fale. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Moon fail or Moon fale. Either one. It says, to answer your response to my last super chat, I will keep my gender to myself. As for STD, the only good thing on the show is Tilly's magnificent TNA. Now take my money and get some more rum for tonight's STD episode. I don't know that I will watch STD tonight. I may watch it tomorrow, or hell, I may watch it tonight. It depends on when we get out of here. Go ahead and kind of then sleep on it. I'm not sure. I probably should do it first thing in the morning, when I'm fresh, when there's, the optimism of the open day, and when it won't be the last thing I see, because that would certainly give me nightmares, moon fail or moon fale, moon fale, moon fale, moon fale, moon fale. Sorry. I just don't know exactly how to pronounce your name, but thank you, sir or ma'am. Thank you, non-gender specific word, for this super chat and for the rum that will fortify me watching tonight's STD episode, which I presume was absolutely abysmal. I haven't heard any spoilers or anything from the chat, but I'm assuming that it was absolutely putrid. I had intended to watch it, but I decided I would prepare this review and prioritize that. So that's what I did. Moon Fail, thank you very, very much for that super chat. Thank you for being a Doomentite and for being here and returning. You are awesome, sir or ma'am. We have here a super chat from Psycho Dwarf 9, a definite Doomentite. Hail Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $5 super chat. My friend, I thank you greatly. And he says, my liege, may I suggest in your copious free time, Helsing Ultimate. I waited 2 years for the final episodes. Completely worth it. well, Psycho Dwarf 9, I tell you what, let me tell you something. When a man waits 2 years for the final episodes of a series, that means the series is good. Doesn't matter if you've never heard of Helsing Ultimate. The guy waited 2 years for it. It's got to be good. And so I am going to take you on faith on that, Psycho Dwarf 9, even though you're psycho. I believe you are the sanest psycho that I know. I trust your taste. And if that was worth 2 years of your life waiting, I am, by God, going to go and check it out. Helsing Ultimate. I am putting it into my browser history. I am bookmarking it so that I will remember in my copious spare time. I'm looking over for something to see. I will remember this. Helsing Ultimate abridged episodes 1 through 3, Team 4-star. Helsing Ultimate trailer. Helsing Ultimate episode 1 English. Excellent. Excellent, my friend. All right. So, one series, 10 episodes. That's an easy watch. I will go ahead and I will check that out. Psycho Dwarf 9. Thank you very much for that suggestion. We have the Mad Jester. Hail Mad Jester 987 with a $10 super chat. Thank you, sir, very, very much. And the Mad Jester 987. I hate 96, so I'm glad he got around. Says, I have subscribed to you on Subscribestar, so I hope you have use for this Mad Jester. I absolutely do, the Mad Jester. We always need a little bit of jocularity, sane or not, to deal with the atrocious canon corruptions that are a daily occurrence in our pop culture world. It's a very, very sad, sad fact of life that these idiots keep ruining every single fucking thing they touch. So, Mad Jester, you are more than welcome, and I am looking forward to speaking with you in person this coming month when we have our next Doomcock Roundtable and Dick Doomcock Power Hour. We do that on Discord. We get together, we chat, we have fun, and welcome, sir, to the Legion of Doomcock. I really, really, really appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you. Mark C, with a $5 super chat, says, my lord, someone once asked me, so what do you think Doomcock looks like? I said, I imagine Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Only my hairdresser knows for sure, Mark C. But I will go ahead and say, I don't think I look very much like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Thank God, because Negan pissed me off so bad that if I looked like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, every day when I looked in the mirror, I would want to punch it. That goddamn Negan. Not his fault. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a great actor, great performer, fantastic as the comedian in Watchmen. I don't blame him, but I think he was just a little bit too effective as Negan. And I think it completely broke the back of The Walking Dead. And, you know, a few episodes into Negan's rule and tyranny, I said, that's it for me. And I never looked back. So I've heard that Rick is gone and, you know, the little buckaroo Odeth is dead. That's what I used to call Coral. We got to save Coral. Yeah. The little buckaroo of death. That's what I called him. And I heard he's gone. So a lot of changes in The Walking Dead. I imagine now it's the limping dead, limping along without Rick. But what do I know? I just don't care at this point. They really fucked it up. And that's kind of how I felt about Thanos at the time. Little knowing that Captain Marvel would come and I would come to view Thanos as a hero and the last hope of the Marvel universe, that he will put it out of our misery. That's what I'm hoping. The Mad Jester says in the chat, just smile and laugh before you go splat. Pete 1972 says, I thought Negan was very disappointing in the show. Yeah, well, he's not anything like the comic. I mean, in the comic, he was a great big burly guy, and Negan was like a scrawny guy that his clothes were pretty much hanging off of his bones. And he was very one note, where he would just lean back and cock his head and do that smile. That was his reaction to everything. But he was pretty effective, busting Glenn's head into pieces. And it's just the writing, honestly. And it's certainly not, Morgan's fault that he wasn't physically right for the part. That's the casting director. So, yeah. I agree with you, but I still liked him. I thought that he was good. I just hated what they did, and the writing was awful. Let's see. Rita Repulsa, MK Dumas, 1981, hail, says, that's who Emperor Giorgio reminds me of, Rita Repulsa. Emperor Giorgio, hey there, Giorgio girl, God, you really suck, I hate your guts. MK Dumas, 1981, good point. Dave Bob says, I watched The Highwaymen, very good. Yep, I saw The Highwaymen. I didn't think to review it. I didn't think it was really a genre thing or something that you guys would be that interested in. But my capsule review of The Highwaymen, pretty damn good. Seeing Costner and Harrelson together as, basically Texas Rangers out there hunting Bonnie and Clyde. It was a low-key but very satisfying drama. I enjoyed it immensely. I love stories set in that period. It was very evocative. Didn't much care for the score. Didn't much care for the music. I thought it could have been much more effective with a better score. But boy, I tell you, seeing those two together, outstanding job. Kevin Costner really, really nailed that guy, that old Texas Ranger. He's a badass, based on an honest-to-God living legend of the Texas Rangers. And it was awesome. It was absolutely fantastic. So I recommend that highly. You guys should check that out. Very, very good stuff. The FEDOC says, Pete 1972 says, do you know how to do an Orson Welles voice? No, not really. It would just be kind of modulated. We will sell no wine before it's time. Who knows what danger lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. Yeah, Superman, strange visitor from another planet who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, carries on the fight for truth, justice, and the American way. My friends, have you tried Brill Cream? Yes, Brill Cream, the wonder application that keeps your hair shiny and smooth. You only have to change it every 5,000 miles. So get out that Brill Cream, my friends. Slick back and look slick. Brill Cream. I just made all that up. I don't know. That's just kind of that's my generic old announcer voice. And he's coming around the bend. He's coming around the bend. He's foot and hoof and foot. He's neck and neck. Oh my God. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, the humanity of this horse race. I don't know. I don't specifically do an Orson Welles voice. It's just merely, we will sell no wine for its time. Just kind of a generic, kind of a, masculine voice. I don't know. Well, let us see what else we have lined up here. We've got a Moonfail or Moonfale with a $10 super chat. Hail Moonfail. I'm just going to say Moonfail until you correct me. So if I am fail with Moonfail, I apologize for the fail. And Moonfail says, I was drinking during the first live stream, and I am drunk for this one. Good God, I love having a day off for once. Have some free cash. Thank you, Moonfail, for the free cash. Thank you for being drunk. Thank you for drinking. Makes me feel not so alone, although today I have not had a drop. I have been on the wagon, my friends. I have been on the wagon. I have not had nary a sip, not a drop of booze. I went into Shazam stone cold sober, and largely I enjoyed it. I didn't want to be influenced one way or the other, so I'm completely dry. How dry I am, but Moonfail is drinking for me. Thank you, Moonfail. I am glad that you enjoyed your day off, and thank you for spending your day off with me. Me and Jim Beam or Johnny Walker or whoever is keeping you company tonight. What I just drank is some nice tea for my throat. Yes, my friends, I was recovering from my allergies only to go out today, find the vehicle covered in yellow powder, and by the time I finished Shazam and returned to my entrance and transported myself back down to the lair, my allergies have started acting up again. So I am drinking some soothing tea to soothe my throat, help me to not keel over. Moonfail, thank you very, very much for the super chat and for being here. Your being here early in the day and then now at night formally qualifies you to call yourself a Doomentite. Hail Doomentite, and thank you. The Feedoc with an Australian $10 super chat. Hail the Feedoc. And thank you for being here again, Feedoc. He says, sounds like you're in good spirits, my liege. It doesn't sound like you'll need the usual pint, or so use this as you will. Most fine timing today, right on the lunch hour for the Outpost's bull sharks. Oh, those bull sharks in the outback down in Australia. Of course, they're not in the outback being, of course, the desert, but the outpost is in the outback. So I guess we have a moat installed around the outpost filled with bull sharks. Well done. I did not know about this. I did not authorize it per se. Okay. But you know what? I support innovation and initiative in my Legionnaires, in my Xanadumirs. So hail the Feedoc. Thank you for digging that damn moat, filling it with bull sharks, and feeding my enemies to them. Outstanding, sir. And thank you for being here. Yes, I am in good spirits, which should go ahead and assuage your fears, people, that Captain Marvel, Shazam, was a bad movie. It's not. I am just extremely specific when I critique movies. When I say that a movie is perfect, you can rest assured it is absolutely perfect. Cobra Kai, for example, is absolutely perfect. I would not change a single thing about Cobra Kai. I would not change a single thing about Blade Runner. I would not change a single thing about The Shield. All 7 seasons were perfect. But that said, even the best of movies have flaws, and there were just some stretches in Shazam where I was less than thrilled. And I have to be honest. If I went ahead and just was a rah booster and sent you guys in there, and you went in there and said, "Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell's this?" And "Oh, this bus thing," and "Oh, the first third, it's kind of boring and grim," then I would have let you down. So I never want to let you guys down, regardless of whether you agree with me or disagree with me, or if what I say sometimes gets you down. You can rest assured at least that I am always going to tell you the truth, even when it pains me to do so. Anyway, I am in good spirits. I think that it did not depress me. It did not make me angry. It did not upset me. And that's got to tell you something. That there's probably a good solid, 6.5 movie, a 7, something like that. Just lower your expectations a little bit. Go see it. and you'll probably enjoy it much, much more. Thank you, the Feedoc. J Roar 123 with $1.99 super chat. Thank you, J Roar 123. And he says, "You the man. You the man, J Roar 123. You the man. In fact, I am going to rename you, sir, right now, J Roar 456. You are welcome. You deserve the promotion, my friend. You kick ass. You support me. And you are here in the chat now with us talking about Shazam. Yeah, talking about Shazam. Shooby dooby doo up. Let the dedicate it. Bop, bop, shoo up. Everybody made it. Cobra Kai is flawless, says Warren Roar. Absolutely. Dan M., the original Blade Runner. Damn right. The original Blade Runner is flawless. Ken Jack Ben. In the list of perfect shows and or movies, I would put Burn Notice in that category, top notch, beginning to end. Burn Notice was a lot of fun. It really was. You know, a lot of times I still like to talk in that narrator voice from Burn Notice. When you're rebooting Star Trek, it's very important to remember that there's a canon, not the kind that you shoot into another ship, the kind that keeps your story on track. And when you get away from canon, you risk scuttling the entire franchise. That's the kind of thing that he would narrate before a mission, right? When you are lighting a fuse, you've got to make sure that the fuse is long enough for you to get away. It's a smart thing to go ahead and light a similar fuse and time it before you have to blow something up. Because the blowing up part is easy, the getting away part is hard. Burn Notice kicks ass. Random Nerd of Doom. Would you ever want Shazam to be your arch enemy to foil your plans for world domination? Well, you know, he wasn't terribly effective in this movie, so you know, you could do a lot worse for an arch enemy. You know, you could do a lot worse. You know, look, I don't know. You know, I think he learned. I don't know, man. Basically, you know, honestly, I would put Shazam probably right about at the same level as Spider-Man Homecoming, you know? Spider-Man Homecoming doesn't suck. It's just not, it's just, you know, it's just, it's very good, you know? I mean, it's the same kind of problem that you've got, you know, young Tom Holland, who is, you know, Spidey, and he's just not very good with his powers yet. And, you know, he's answering to, you know, grumpy granddad Tony Stark, and, you know, but the Vulture is awesome. I would say that Spider-Man Homecoming managed to have a more even tone throughout it than Shazam. I keep calling it Captain Marvel because he's Captain Marvel, damn it. So basically what I'm saying is that Shazam is not a bad movie, you know, but it's almost like it's two movies, and one of them is a very dark, you know, typical, you know, super villain, you know, movie where he goes and assassinates a room full of people kind of thing, ruthlessly with monsters. And then on the other hand, you've got a very kind of Spider-Man Homecoming, fun, you know, happy kind of a movie. And the two don't really gel. Whereas in Spider-Man Homecoming, I would say that the Vulture storylines and the Peter Parker storylines are much more seamless. You know, it's a smoother transition between them. Tonally, the movie is of a piece, whether or not you like it. So yeah, that's basically how that's a good way actually to characterize it. I would say it's similar to Spider-Man Homecoming, you know, not a suck movie. The actors were good in it. It has some great things in it. Like Michael Keaton was fantastic as the Vulture in that movie. So, you know, around that, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not terrible. Mary Ashmead talking about Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now, absolutely a 5-star movie, perfect in every way, wouldn't change a damn thing. Not anything whatsoever. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Venom was okay. I didn't see Venom. Did not see Venom. Let's see. Pete, 1972. Speaking of Michael Keaton, have you ever seen Night Shift? Great underrated 80s comedy. Oh God, I think maybe I did a long time ago, but I don't really remember it too much. But yeah, Keaton did a lot of good comedy. I liked him in that Johnny Dangerously. Pretty funny in that. All right, let's see. Let me continue on here. Oh, and Pete 1972 says they need to make a animated movie of Jodorowsky's Dune. Yeah. God, that would be awesome. I would love to see Jodorowsky's Dune. Absolutely. Epi Castro, yes, but what is Burn Notice? It was a TV show. It was on the USA Network. I forget the names of the leads, but basically he was kind of a ex covert op kind of guy, special services kind of guy, who was going around and helping people with their problems for money. So he was an ex bad guy too, I think. But basically he's using his powers for good. Essentially that's what he was doing. All right. Let us continue on. Thank you, J Roar 123. Sparkus Aurelius with a $2 super chat. Hail Sparkus Aurelius. And once again, Sparkus Aurelius says nothing but contributes much. And I thank you very much, Sparkus Aurelius, for contributing to supporting Doomcock and Harvey here at the center of the earth in our efforts to take over the world. Kilroy was here. Kilroy was here earlier. Kilroy is here. Kilroy will be here again with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Kilroy, again. He says, recommended brands of Japanese whiskey. Well, the whiskey that I will recommend, sir, is Yamazaki. Yamazaki 12-year is absolutely wonderful. It will get the job done. It is an explosion of flavor. I don't know where these guys came from. From what I understand, they have been distilling whiskey since 1923, which is not really a long time. I mean, there are distilleries in Scotland and England in the 1800s. So, really, Yamazaki is kind of almost like a Johnny-come-lately to the whiskey world. But Jesus, just the flavor explosion, the nuances, the subtlety, the smoothness, just pure joy. Yamazaki 12-year and Yamazaki 18-year, I hesitate to even mention. That will, if you ever see the young ones, you ever see where Neil goes to that party and he sits down there with Captain Warlock of the Starship Freakout, and Captain Warlock says, "Have a bang at his number, man." And Neil takes a puff and then he just flies off into the air, floats through the ceiling, floats off of Earth, goes past the space shuttle, hangs over the moon. Some moon creatures say, "Hey, that hippie's really out of it." And they throw some dynamite at him and it blows him back to Earth. Well, that's kind of like what it's like drinking Yamazaki 18-year. It is, sublime. And I want to thank John Tennant for supplying it to me. It is outstanding. Obi-Wan Reviews. Hail Obi-Wan Reviews with a $2 Australian super chat. Thank you, Obi-Wan Reviews. And he says, hail my liege. Can you tell me, is there a God? Wow. Philosophical revelations for an Australian $2 super chat. But Obi-Wan Reviews is my minister for beer reviews. And so I will go ahead and answer your question, Obi-Wan Reviews, to the best of my ability. It is my belief and my experience. I have studied Eastern philosophy, Eastern religion, theology, Christianity. I have, kind of done a broad survey, and I am convinced that reality, our existence, is a non-dual manifestation of a supreme consciousness, and that you might or might not call that consciousness God. But since it is non-dual, meaning that duality is an illusion in our universe, the idea that hot and cold, light and dark, high and low are separate things, and we live in a universe of separate things. There is no separation. The separation is illusory, and it is part of the play of the universe. So that is my opinion about that. Obi-Wan reviews. And so I would say, yes, there is a God. I certainly feel that, it's just not necessarily the kind of God that gets often talked about. But of course, I could be wrong. So I make no warranties. I make no guarantees. It's simply what I have felt to be true in many, many years of thinking, examining philosophy, studying Eastern traditions, and looking at the world in that way. And I've directly experienced some of that consciousness. So I have faith that it is true. But what the fuck do I know? I'm just a supervillain. So, take it with a grain of salt. Brother Malachi is here. Brother Malachi Hale with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Brother Malachi, sir. And he says, will you ever come to Houston? I, Jay Rohr, and Euler Greg live in Houston. I heard the old Battletech pods are still in Houston. I have never, ever been in a Battletech pod. So I don't know what that is, but it sounds absolutely incredible. Sounds absolutely fantastic. So, I have been needing to get down to Houston at some point very badly because I need to go to the Space Center and I need to pay a tribute, a homage, a pilgrimage to the Galileo 7 that sits in the Houston Johnson Space Center or something like that, some museum or something out there. They have the actual Galileo 7 space shuttle over there, and I've got to see it. So the answer, Brother Malachi, is yes, at some point, I will indeed come to Houston. So who knows? Perhaps at that time, I may contact you guys. We may go out and have a drink or something, or go see the shuttlecraft, or go see these Battletech pods, which sounds like a lot of fun. Jeez, is that like some kind of virtual reality thing or something? That would be very cool. So, Brother Malachi, that's the best answer I can give you. But as of right this minute, I do not have any plans to visit Houston. But I actually was going to visit last year. And that's about when all the flooding came and completely screwed up my plans. So I wasn't able to go, but I'm hoping to go sometime soon. Thank you, sir. So we have here a couple of the super chats from before. We've got one from Roland. Roland, my legionnaire and friend, hail and thank you for this $4.99. And Roland says, I once read a collection of short stories about the Joker with several different origin stories. One where he kills his best friend as a child. Huh. Interesting. I've not read that one, Roland. Yeah, they have really dicked around with, the Joker's origin story. My favorite Joker origin story is the one, of course, told by Alan Moore in The Killing Joke. I just love the hell out of that. Man, Brian Bolland, is he a hell of an artist or what? Oh my God, the way he draws Batman is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Probably my favorite Batman artist is Brian Bolland, who really got his start, if I'm not mistaken, on Judge Dredd in 2000 AD, which was a UK serial comic magazine. Brian Bolland, God, what a guy. And so yeah, I have not read that. I've never read short stories about comic book characters. You know, call me narrow-minded, call me provincial, but I prefer my comic book stories with pictures. And I'm aware that you could have some great literature in novel form about Batman or the Joker, but it just seems so. I don't know. I just can't bring myself to do it. I know even there was some there was like a Fantastic Four novel, if I'm not mistaken, written at one time or another, and I love the Fantastic Four. But just give me the comics, man. Novels are novels and comics are comics, and I don't know. I mean, I guess Roland, you remembered it, so they must have been good. It's probably just an attitude I have. I don't know. Certain attitudes that we develop over the years are reflections of our personalities and really defy any logical explanation. Some things are just preferences, and I try not to judge myself, and I try not to judge other people on theirs, So there you go. Samuel Aragon is here. Hail, Samuel Aragon, Legionnaire extraordinaire. He says, I was trying to get Basil to watch the movie version of The Killing Joke. Ignore the Batgirl BS in the first half, and it's a classic lore story. That ending still gives me the weirdest writer bone. I have not seen the animated version of The Killing Joke myself. I just simply have the comic, and I have the deluxe edition that was recolored by Brian Bolland, but I do not have I've not seen the anime, so there you go. Oh, by the way, while watching Shazam, I saw the Dark Phoenix trailer, and I really liked it. I mean, I don't know. I'm very excited to see this thing. I think it actually might be pretty damn good. So you can rely on me to be seeing that as soon as it becomes available, and I will be doing a review. And my fingers are crossed on that one. I am hoping against hope that it is good. Warren Roar says, you are correct. He got his start on Judge Dredd, and he also did a hell of a lot of good Animal Man covers as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. His covers are outstanding. Hologram Nunchuck is here. Hail, my friend. He says, the new 52 Joker origin seemed interesting. I think Joker was immortal or something. Batman got some knowledge thingy chair and asked for Joker's identity. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. That doesn't sound very good to me. I don't know. Dr. Coven Nails says, just saw a Star Trek display at Indianapolis Children's Museum last week. Stood 1 foot away from the original 50-year-old bridge set. Oh, God. I got to go see that. I got to get off my ass. I got to go see that. Oh, man. I need that. I've seen a link to that and took a virtual tour of it. It looks incredible. Just looks absolutely incredible. Dave Bob says, I used to live in Houston, not my favorite place. Hail, Dave Bob. I've never lived in Houston. I've enjoyed visiting the times that I've gone, but no, I've never lived there. Let's see. What have we got here? Disgruntled Jedi says, a Battletech pod is a flight simulator pod for Mech Warrior. Oh, God, that would be a lot of fun. That would be super cool. Let's see what else we've got here. We have got Rolocat, who is a Legionnaire and a Xanadumir and a Dumentite with a €5 super chat. Thank you, Rolocat, very, very much. And Rolocat says, Marathon Night. Hail Doomcock. Hail Rolocat. Thank you for checking back, my friend. Thank you for joining us yet again, Rolocat. You said you would be here, and you are here. A Rolocat of his word is Rolocat. Thank you, my legionnaire and ally, for being here, true to your word. Brother Malachi with a $5 super chat again. Thank you, brother. And Brother Malachi says, has the time come to boycott Marvel? Also, won't say much else tonight. Going to be playing Battletech on PC. Apologies, Imperator. You know, if it's true, if it is Captain Marvel that saves the day and saves the bacon of all of our fallen allies in the Marvel universe and becomes the bestest ever. Yeah. Yep. I think it's time to boycott Marvel. You know, I not only because we oppose this wokening of our every fucking franchise out there, but also because hell, I don't want to see her in any goddamn other movies. I mean, when you ruin The Last Jedi like they did, when you go ahead and bring Captain Marvel less, Captain Marvel, Captain Worthless, and you go ahead and you make her the centerpiece of your new Marvel phase, it's very easy to stay away because I don't want to see it. I don't like her. She did a terrible job. She was terrible, a terrible movie. It just sucked. They threw away logic. They threw away canon. They completely undermined what the Skrulls are supposed to be. The Skrulls were there since Fantastic Four #2, personally written by Stan Lee him fucking self. And you're going to make them oppressed people of green color? Are you kidding? We're supposed to just smile and eat that shit? Nope. I'm giving the Marvel Universe Endgame to convince me. I'm giving them one more shot. But if they blow that, then yeah, I think it's time to boycott Marvel. Are you kidding? If they bring in Captain Marvel and it's basically a gob of spit into faces of all the other heroes that were impotent against Thanos, and I use that word advisedly, but we're supposed to say la-di-da, la-di-da. Oh, that's just fine. Let's all get on the bus to Wokeville. I don't think so. I think I'm going to go ahead and tear up my ticket and stay in Toxic Town. You guys want to stay in Toxic Town with Doomcock, your overlord and toxic male professional? If you want to stay in Toxic Town instead of going to Wokeville, go ahead and put 2 T's in the damn chat. Let me know if you guys are going to be staying with Doomcock in Toxic Town. I want to see it. I want to see if there's people who are willing to stay with me in Toxic Town. God damn it. Heroinberg says, oh, it will be true. Kevin Feige has already said that phase 2 will include Kamala Khan, etc. Everyone in that movie was terrible, says Dr. Coffin Nails. Even Coulson was wasted. Yep. The SSB candidates, Skrulls are stand-ins for refugees. The Bunny Man, since they keep saying she is the new main face of the MCU, it does make sense that they'd have her do the big kill on Endgame. And I agree, it'll be the death blow to the MCU as well. Oh, won't you take me to Toxic Town? Won't you take me to Toxic Town? Yes, we are in Toxic Town, aka Doomcockopolis. I'm going to have a lot of company in Toxic Town. Excellent. Rather than taking the bus to Wokeville. Take the last bus to Wokeville. No. No thanks. No thanks. Toxic Crusaders, says the SSB candidates. Yes. Yes. We will wear their smears like a badge, and we will say we are the Toxic Crusaders. Doomcockia rules, says Spike in Madness. We are the Toxic Brood, says Preserving Light. Sci-Fi George, good for you, sir. John Balderdash, excellent. Kitala Laris is here. I'm good with Doomcockopolis. Spartan Jeremy, Toxic Town, population 19,000 and growing. God damn right. Toxic Town is a lot more fun than Wokeville. Let me tell you what. In Toxic Town, we accept you as you are. Toxic and free. Toxic and free, people. God damn it. Dave Bob says Zachary Levi defended no Boohan Bree. He got woke. Yeah, I heard that. Oh, geez, that sucks. People, we have 290 still watching. We have 295 now. And I'm urging you guys, if you are having fun here with us on this late night live stream, to please consider licking that like button, punching that thumbs up, sending a message to YouTube that you enjoy Doomcock, you enjoy his live streams, and you support this kind of entertainment. That you are toxic and proud, as Psycho Dwarf says. Mighty Wolf, hail toxic masculinity. Dave Bob says, licked already. Of course, Dave Bob, you are a loyal legionnaire and a hell of a friend. Great to see you here. Drake is 6, says strip clubs, hookers, and booze in Toxic Town. Hail Toxic Town, says Pete, 1972. It tastes like snozberries, says TJ. Joe Biden, the like button, says hologram nunchuck. Oh, man. I'm not taking sides politically at all. But I got to say, this crap with old Joe Biden, give him a break. I mean, he does that with everybody. He's just a touchy-feely kind of guy. I don't think there's anything sexual about it. I think that they're just trying to drag down another guy. And, so I feel sorry for him. I'll just throw that out there. I don't think that he is harassing anybody. He's kind of like Vic Mignogna in that way. Vic is a hugger. He's a Italian. They're very demonstrative people, men, women alike. He hugs, and he doesn't stop to get written permission. Oh, may I have permission to touch your hand? Could I have that signed in triplicate? Okay, I am now proceeding to touch your hand. Now that hand intimacy has been achieved, might I give you a firm but respectful hug? Would you please sign this form in quadruplicate because, it's a touchy subject. Thank you. I will just get these notarized and then your hug will be on the way. Jesus God. I'm sorry. I just, I think this transcends politics. I don't like anybody being attacked for, hugs. Since when did hugs and, being kind of creepy old guy? I mean, shit. So what? It's not the same thing as being like sexually assaulted. And like, if any of these people would have just said, hey, dude, that's not cool. Please don't do that. Don't touch my shoulders. It kind of creeps me out. I'm sure he wouldn't do it. Fuck, I don't know. Who cares? The point is, Toxic Town. In Toxic Town, we go ahead and hug and we drink and we go to strip clubs and we don't apologize for it. We don't have to sign release forms in triplicate when we want to go ahead and give somebody a goddamn hug. Just absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Now, yeah, this thing about groping kids, they're kids, from what I understand, like he's family friends with. But fuck, I don't know. I don't care. That's just, look, the point is, I'm a toxic male and proud of it. And I'm happy to have you join me in Toxic Town. As Ramo Grey Wolf says, the Republic of Toxicity. Let's create Toxisistan, people, says Den Saku. I love it. Toxisistan. Outstanding. Outstanding. Get Joe away from that button, says Dr. Coffin Nails. Samuel Aragon, how many of you have seen that Joe Biden massaging Joe Biden vid? I have not. I have not seen it. Dark Paladin Gaming says Toxic Town sounds like an 80s song, laughing my ass off. Warren Roar says they will love my masculinity is not toxic t-shirt. Hail Warren Roar. You always have the best t-shirts. The Bunny Man says strip clubs and strippers and booze. Oh my. I am loving Toxic Town more and more and more the more we talk about it. Someone here, Blockheads, hail Blockheads, maker of fine Doomcock figures, is asking, does Doomcock have a P.O. box? Yes, Blockheads, I do. I do have a P.O. box, and the address is Master DVD, P.O. Box 200337, Austin, Texas 78720. So P.O. Box 200337, Austin, Texas 78720. Thank you, Blockheads, for that. What was that about trouser snakes? Somebody's trying to scare Indiana Jeremy with the with trouser snakes. Don't be scared, Jeremy. Don't be scared. I know you hate snakes, but it's all right. Raumo Grey Wolf saying the toxicity of our city. Now, what do you own the world? What do you own? Disorder. Singing a little song there. I'm not sure what that tune is, though. You got to stump the buoy sometimes. Let us continue. Let us move on, my friends, to the next super chat. John Doe. Hail John Doe. Thank you for being here, sir, with a $5 super chat. And he says, 2019 is Akira year. First animated feature at 24 frames per second. Took 6 production companies and 24 anime studios. Directed by the manga's artist. Gorgeous. Well, you mean the first animated anime feature at 24 frames per second. Snow White was at 24 frames per second. But Akira is without a doubt an incredible milestone of anime cinema. Anyone who has never seen Akira before needs to check it out. It is outstanding. I did not know that it was at a full 24 frames per second. A lot of anime is very jerky. I mean, they do, half frames, basically like 12 frames per second, cut it down to half framing, just to cut down on the number of drawings they have to do. Hanna-Barbera was a master of that. They did that all the time. So I would absolutely second that, John Doe. I think Akira is fantastic. I'm very happy that 2019 is its anniversary. And it is fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Thank you, John Doe, for noting that and reminding me of Akira. I haven't thought of Akira in years, but I am, I need to see that. Does anyone know if that's available on Crunchyroll or Netflix or Hulu, where you can find Akira these days? Probably can purchase it on Amazon. I mean, that's kind of the default, Amazon Prime. Anyway, you guys check that out. It is outstanding. We've got a super chat from Psycho Dwarf 9 from part 1 of this stream earlier in the day. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9, with a $5 super chat. And he says, pirates, smuggling, robbery, rescues, combat, elite, dangerous. I'm not sure what you are referring to, Psycho 1. I do not know what that was from, but sounds good. Sounds like a good creed to live by, doesn't it? Pirates, smuggling, robbery, rescues, combat, combat, combat. Elite, dangerous. Elite, dangerous. Wah, wah, wah. Pirates, smuggling, robbery, rescues, combat, combat, combat. Elite, dangerous. Probably a song, property I'm not aware of. Anyway, I do my best. I improv my way around. In short, you cannot be the ruler of Earth or the future ruler of Earth without having a talent for some bullshit on some level. So I'm glad that my bullshit gland is unclogged and still functioning. Spartan Jeremy says Elite Dangerous is awesome. Let's see. Elite Dangerous is a video game. Thank you, Katala Laris, because you mentioned space flight games earlier. Ah, okay. Thank you, Mira J. Thank you very much, my dear. Appreciate that very much. Thargoid removal team. Sounds good. Well, maybe I need to check that out. Dr. Forbin makes a good point. He says one day physical media will be gone. Get it while you can. Absolutely. Pete, 1972, says, do you actually think The Shield is better than Breaking Bad? I love Breaking Bad, not seen Shield yet. Pete, 1972, I think that the first 4 seasons of Breaking Bad are absolute perfection. But then season 5 went wrong for me, went wrong in a huge way that I cannot believe the world didn't riot about. I need to get on that. But I will say that in 7 seasons of The Shield, there is not one misstep. There is not one bad episode. It all hangs together. It ends in a satisfactory way that makes sense. It is a perfect extended narrative. Almost every show that you can think of stumbles at one point or another in an extended narrative. Even Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, which I love. I know some people don't, but I love it. And I acknowledge that there are some terrible episodes of Battlestar Galactica where they stumbled and badly. The Shield, no. The Shield, in my book, was an absolutely perfect series, start to finish, where the thing that happens in the very first episode determines every single thing that follows. It just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. It is a unified series. It is proceeding from start to finish in a completely plausible, logical, and exciting way. You come to love these characters. You come to know them intimately. The writing is top notch. It never stumbles. And to have 7 seasons of a show with nary a stumble is an absolute miracle. So I have to say, I absolutely agree that The Shield was better. Did you like the Battlestar Galactica prequel? Asked Dark Paladin Gaming. Have you seen it? If you're talking about Caprica, I did. I thought it was actually getting pretty damn good as they went along. It started out kind of weak. It had some problems, but boy, when they introduced that first prototype Cylon, oh man, that was good. Man, that was good. Walter Goggins was in The Shield and in Justified, says, I am become deaf, destroyer of words. Oh, yes, he was. I love Cletus Van Dam. Cletus Van Dam. If you any Shield fans out there will know what I'm talking about, Cletus Van Dam. Oh God, I love that Shield. Drake is 6. Next up, Rocket Robin Hood. Remember that? Remember King Kong? King Kong, you know the name of King Kong. You know the fame of King Kong. 10 times as big as a man. Great stuff. Warren Roar says, love me, Cletus Van Dam. Hell yes. Cletus was a great whatever, says Dave Bob. And Justified was great. Absolutely, Dave Bob. It was. Spartan Jeremy says, in honor of first contact between humans and Vulcans, I offer you a greeting, Overlord. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Spartan Jeremy. Thank you very much. Let us return to our super chats. Dave Bob with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Dave. And he says, hail, Thanos spared me also. Now to take him down. Dave Bob, I'm not sure if we want to take him down now. I don't know if we want to take him down anymore, because all that will be left to us if we do that is more Captain Marvel. And I've had it up to here with Captain Marvel. And I've had it up to here with Captain Marvel fans, and I'm sick and fucking tired of all this woke crap ruining our entertainment. So, you know, I am going to be praying and hoping that Thanos will wipe them all out, including Captain Marvel. If that's what it takes, if it takes the end of the Marvel universe to get rid of Captain Marvel, so be it. I am so disgusted that there's nobody is going to come out of left field and save the Marvel universe. I think it's disgusting. I think it is just a spit in the eye to everyone. To Captain America, to Thor, to the Hulk, to Iron Man, to the Black Widow, to Doctor Strange, to Spider-Man, to the Guardians of the Galaxy, to Ant-Man, to the Wasp, to every single fucking person in the Marvel universe. How can they not get that? What is this woke SJW disease that is eating like a cancer at every damn thing that we love? I don't know. But I know I'm sick of it. And I know I'm not going to support it anymore. And I pray that Thanos burns down the entire universe rather than let that happen. I'm worried that Endgame is going to be intensely painful. But I will be reviewing it for you. I will be honest, I will be truthful, and I will give it to you people straight like it is. So just don't see it on the very first day. Don't see it on that 24th or whenever it is that it's 26th, whenever it is. See it on the next day if you must, but wait to hear my review. I may spare you from a great deal of pain. That said, Dave Bob, I'm delighted that you survived. Warren Roar, hail Warren Roar with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, sir, for your contributions here and at the lair. And Warren says, I am pissed about Twilight Zone. They ruin all. Yes, they do, Warren Roar. They ruin all of it. All of it. They will not leave us anything. We will be scavenging through ruins for old comics, old DVDs, old 16mm film prints by the time they are done with us. But we must not lose our souls. We must not lose our good taste. We must not lose our ability to distinguish between STD and Star Trek. Between Star Wars and The Last Jedi, we have got to keep the flames burning of these franchises in our hearts until someone comes along and can take those flames out of our hearts and rekindle them again in the world. Spoiler alert, Doomcock is that man. I am going to be the savior of pop culture, people. The movement is growing. It grows every single day. I am at the height of my power. I have never been more powerful than I am right now. For I have more subscribers, I have more views, I have more people on Patreon than I have ever had before. Subscribe Star is now growing. I have a mad jester who has joined my Subscribe Star. Don't be fooled. While we get angry and note that they are screwing us right and left and destroying our pop culture every single day, we continue to fight back. We're making them rally against us. And make no mistake, they fear us. They are feeling our power. They are starting to strategize how to fight us. We have to be true to ourselves. We have to mind what we say. We have to back up our words with deeds. We have to close our wallets. Without respect, we reject. Make that your mantra for this year. It will never be more important than it is now. Thank you, Warren Roar. Sparkus Aurelius with another $2 super chat. And with this one, Sparkus Aurelius breaks their silence. Thank you, Sparkus Aurelius, very, very much. And Sparkus Aurelius says, Hail Doomcock, please feel free to obliterate STD. I feel very free to obliterate STDs, Sparkus Aurelius. I am dismantling it one review at a time. CBS is mightily upset with how things are going with Star Trek Discovery. Don't let them fool you. Don't listen to what they're saying in press releases. Use your logic. Use your knowledge. Who the hell is ever talking about Star Trek Discovery except people that hate it? It has never trended on social media. Nobody gives a damn about this show, and the mundane world doesn't even know it's on. I was talking to somebody about the other day, and I talked about this reboot of Star Trek, and they said, oh, they rebooted Star Trek? We tend to live in our own bubbles, people. And we are in a bubble of fandom. We are in the canon wars, and we tend to forget that there's a wide world out there that knows nothing of our struggles, has no idea what the hell is going on. So a show that is that expensive cannot be profitable having such a tiny audience. We are winning, but we've got to stick to it. We've got to make it even worse for them until they finally acknowledge that what they're doing isn't working, that they're costing them an enormous amount of money. That's what we need to do. Thank you, Sparkus Aurelius, for all the silent super chats and this one where you broke your silence, sir. I am glad that you are no fan of Star Trek Discovery. That gives me a warm, glowing feeling inside. Hail Rome, hail Sparkus Aurelius, and hail to the chat. And at this point, may I say, hail to Mary Ashmead, loyal wench wrench extraordinaire. She does a fabulous job. And would you guys please in the chat send her a lot of love and send her some regards and applause and thank her for all the amazing stuff that she is doing for us, being our den mom and our legionnaire extraordinaire, for she is a legionnaire extraordinaire and a wrench wench and an all-around wonderful, wonderful lady. Hail Mary Ashmead. Thank you, Mary Ashmead, for being here, putting up with us clowns. All righty then. I've got some more chats from earlier. We have the Irate Pirate. Hail Irate Pirate with a $5 super, a £5 super chat. Excuse me, Irate Pirate. I just made you more irater. And the Irate Pirate says Disney is going to use Endgame to clear the board and introduce the female slash people of color slash LGBTQ versions of the heroes. Yeah. I believe that. I think that is inevitable. I think that is coming. Irate pirate. And yeah, if that's the case, it is time to boycott Disney. I'm not interested. Not interested in that at all. I am not going to be insulted and have my heroes get Neganed and then return for more, for another helping of your woke bullshit. No, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and skip that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I think I will feel very, very, very good, irate pirate, about skipping that. So, I mean, they are just irate pirate is suggesting, predicting that they're going to go full bore, over the top, full guns blazing. SJW is going to be woker than woke. And I hope that when they are done, they will be broker than broke. Because they sure as hell are forgetting, all of these people are forgetting that the male demographic is their largest demographic. And I don't know why they're trying to cast us away in favor of a new demographic, but we really don't like being treated as cast-offs. Not in Toxic Town. We don't put up with that kind of crap in Toxic Town. No, my friends. Toxic Town is for us. And we like it that way. Hail, irate pirate. I hope that, against hope, I'm still clinging to the notion that maybe it won't be as bad as we fear. And I know that that's almost certainly a vain hope. But we'll see. We'll see. I really hope that their business just plummets after Endgame. I just hope that the effects will be felt throughout their company for decades to come. I hope that this is their last Jedi. That Captain Marvel was their last Jedi, and this will basically be like their Solo, and then it's all downhill from there for them. But we will see. Thank you, irate pirate. Sack Slappy Happy is here. Sack Slappy Happy with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Sack Slappy Happy. And Sack Slappy Happy says, Vader to Lucasfilm as he force chokes them all. I find your lack of canon disturbing. Enough of this. Vader, release them. No. And then they just strangle. The end. Ta-da! I think that's a much happier ending. Maybe that's why Sack Slappy Happy is so Sack Slappy Happy. He comes up with these wonderful, wonderful images of Vader strangling Lucasfilm, of Gene Roddenberry rising from the grave like an EC comic zombie and destroying everyone that works for Star Trek Discovery for the effrontery of corrupting and murdering and dismembering his beloved franchise. That's a comic I'd buy. I'd love to see that. Thank you, Sack Slappy Happy. I hope that you are able to rejoin us, or at least we'll be able to hear this on replay. Basil? We have Basil in the house with a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil. And Basil says, chaotic masculine feathered avian. Oh, I am a chaotic masculine feathered avian, apparently. The Doomcock. Yeah, that one is that's elaborate, Basil. That one is quite elaborate, sir. But I thank you for the super chat. I thank you for being one of my legionnaires and Xanadumirs here at the center of the earth with me. And I thank you for twisting your brain to come up with more bizarre and strange outcroppings of affection and regard, like chaotic masculine feathered avian. Or avian, chaotic masculin feathered avian, he's for Frenchy, Lucky Pierre, Doomcock, sacre bleu, Basil. Sacre Blue. Thank you, my wonderful friend. You are a wonderful, wonderful, super legionnaire. And I thank you very, very much. Mehr than Sacre Blue. Avian. It's a very expensive water, just so you know. Rollocat with a €5 super chat. Rollocat was here earlier. Rollocat is here now. Rollocat rocks. And Rollocat says the problem with the world is that everyone is a few drinks behind. Is that the problem? Is that the problem that it's been for me all of these years, Rollocat, that everyone is always a few damn drinks behind me? I wondered what that was.
I think that the problem with the world, Doomcock, is that everyone is a few thousand brain cells behind you.
Only a few thousand?
How many brain cells have you got?
I don't know. Like billions? I don't know, trillions, something like that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, man.
Oh, man, excuse me. I did not mean to slight you with my ignorance of the actual mathematics of the matter.
No worries, Harvey. No worries. Say hello to the chat.
Hello, chat. I'm here. I am Harvey Cthulhu, and I am delighted to be joining you in this Shazamening.
Did you see Shazam, Harvey?
No, how the hell would I see Shazam? You didn't take me or anything. You didn't bring a camera. You didn't like sneak me in with a probe or something. You know, I'm stuck here. You know that. I'm stuck here. What kind of question is that?
No, don't get excited. Don't get excited, Harvey. I just, I don't know. You've got magical means. I thought maybe you were able to, take a look and form your own opinion.
No, I have not. I've seen some reviews on YouTube, and I listened to yours, and you're a real party pooper. You really bummed out a lot of people, Doomcock.
Well, I have to be honest.
Oh, screw your honesty, man. Your honesty is a bummer, dude. Every party has a pooper. That's why you invited Doomcock Party Pooper.
You're an asshole, Harvey. I do the best I can. M.K. Dumas, 1981, says average number of brain cells, 100 billion.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. You'd have a hard time counting them, Harvey.
How do you know?
Well, you since you don't know that 100 billion is a lot, I assume that you're mathematically rather deficient.
By deficient, you mean I suck at it?
Yes.
Well, I guess that's probably a fair comp, you know. But every day, I'm filled with a childlike wonder as I'm confronted by the mathematics of a universe that I don't understand. In a time-space relationship that doesn't pertain to me, that is one of the reasons I want to destroy your universe so much. Hail Catalalaris! Hail E. Jar! Harvey Cthulhu for president. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh.
Gene Roddenberry is in the house. Hi, Gene Roddenberry. Good to see you.
Mighty Wolf says Harvey is awesome. Mighty Wolf is quite correct. Daybob says Harvey said poop. LOL. Well, sometimes somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say it, damn it. And welcome back, Catalalaris. Samuel Aragon says, Harvey, stop being a contrarian or we'll start harvesting your dark energy to power neon lights. Boy, that's a dick move. You know, a guy takes the trouble to cultivate a dark energy and to go ahead and, you know, radiate darkness in the universe and strive to be a force for darkness. And then, boom, they plug a goddamn socket into you and you're lighting up some neon signs. It's like fucking Miami Vice, you know, in 21st century. Very annoying. Thanks a lot. Hail, Drake is 6. Mikhail Wolf says, hail Harvey, ruler of Doomcock.
Oh, now that's going too far, Mikhail Wolf. That's going too far. That's messed up. That's really messed up. Samuel Aragon says, I saw hints of Steve/Black Widow since Avengers. When he shields her from a blast is actually a fantastic visual and also fits their characters well. I agree.
Pete 1972 says, Harvey, if you weren't so dangerous, I would be hugging you all the time. Thank you. Thank you, Pete 1972. I would allow it before I crushed you.
See, it always comes back. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? Terrible, terrible stuff. We have here Basil with another Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil, very much. And he says, DC and Warner Brothers ruined the one movie I wanted them to get right, Man of Steel. Therefore, F them. F them in the ace. Well, yeah, Man of Steel was not a good movie. It was not a good movie, my friend. Basil, it was a disappointment, I have to say. So I understand your antipathy and your misery. But on the other hand, see, that's why at the end of my review, I had to say that I kind of hope that you guys will go see this movie anyway and make it a success. It's way more deserving than Captain Marvel, first of all. And second of all, even though I found it deficient in a lot of ways, I think that it's the right direction for DC to be moving in. And I would really like us to go ahead and encourage them in this. So, I think that the usual rules don't apply, Basil. I think that we need to go ahead and, I don't know, satisfy our curiosity. Go ahead and go see it. Just lower your expectations a little bit. I think that you will enjoy it all the more for that. And we will be encouraging DC to say, hey, you made Aquaman, you made Shazam. You're putting out this next one coming up. Looks pretty good. All in all, you guys are kind of moving away from the Zack Snyder gloom and doom blue gray formula and moving back to what comic book movies should be, exuberant and fun. I just really think we need them more than ever, especially if the MCU is about to go down the toilet. I think we desperately need some good news, and I think DC will be bringing it. That's my hope. Joseph Kerwin. Hail Joseph Kerwin with a $2 super chat. Thank you, sir, for being here. You are a very distinguished looking gentleman. And Joseph Kerwin says, what universe would you release Harvey upon? The STD verse. If it's a completely alternate, separate timeline from ours, I would love to see Harvey rampaging like hell through that abomination of Roddenberry's vision. I would love to see him grip the goddamn hall like Apollo in Who Mourns for Adonis. I'd like to see him crush the hull. I'm crushing your hull. I'm crushing your hull. You squish hull pizza cutter little ship. I'm crushing your hull. I'm crushing it. That would make me very happy. Can you tell? Could you hear how enthusiastically I was crushing that hull? So yeah, that's an easy question, Joseph. I would absolutely release them into the STD universe. And then I would lay a trail of cheese bits and crackers to the MCU and let Harvey have a go at that. Because you know what? Better broke than woke. You know what I'm saying? If he went ahead and broke the MCU, just completely wiped it off the face of the earth, it would be so much better than having little Miss Marvel ruling over everyone and being the bestest ever. So look at what we've got. Look at what we've got. We've got Rey, who's the bestest Jedi ever. We've got Captain Marvel, who is the bestest superhero ever. And we've got Mikey Spock, who is just plain the bestest pain in the ass ever. The most obnoxious of all of them, Mikey Spock. Dear God in heaven. Why are we being subjected to this, oh Lord? Why? Thank you, Joseph Kerwin. Loquacious Primate. Hail Loquacious Primate with a $10 super chat. Much, much appreciated, sir. And he says, "Hail, I recently increased my Patreon support to the highest level. The change may not take effect until next billing cycle, but not my loyalty. Can I be Doomcock's Minister of Fundamental Ontology?" Yes, you can. Yes, you can, loquacious primate. In fact, thank you. You are about the only person I've ever met that went ahead and told me what he wanted to be the minute that he pledged. So I am typing it into the master list. And I am going to go ahead and pop this straight from the chat into the document. Minister of Fundamental Ontology. I love it. So it shall, so let it be written, so let it be done, as Yul Brynner said repeatedly in the Ten Commandments, which is a great movie. All right, let me see. And done. Done, sir. Thank you for joining the Legion, loquacious primate. Thank you for increasing your support. Thank you for aiding me as I strategize my invasion. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Captain Kirk, thank you for appearing, sir. Are you going to go ahead and stick around and read a couple of super chats for us? It would be my honor. I would be delighted. I heard your Shazam review, and I have to say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, it's a movie. Oh, yes, I remember the reference. John Doe is here. John Doe with a $2 super chat. Thank you, John Doe. And he says, read and liked Jeff J. comic, so was ready for twist. Doomcock, you'll have to help me out with this. Jeff J. comic, so was ready for the twist. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. The Jeff Johns. It's GEOFFJOHNs. If you mean Jeff Johns comic, so you're ready for that twist at the end. Is that what you're talking about, John Doe? Is John Doe still in the house? I'm wondering. Captain Kirk, they are discussing you a little bit. They're discussing Star Trek in the chat here. Would you care to address them? I certainly would. The Burnt Umbrage is asking, who is the Minister of Harsh Justice? Love that one. That would, of course, be Gary. The Nerdrotic is the Minister of Harsh Justice, actually. Let's see. The STD universe is the prime universe. Pulverize it. What do you think of the STD universe, Captain Kirk? I think it's a disgrace. But the only rational reaction to Star Trek Discovery is simply to take it day by day, hour by hour. All it takes is knowing that you're not going to watch Star Trek Discovery today. That's all it takes. Knowing that you're not going to watch Star Trek Discovery today. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Very nice. Is Nerdrotic still alive? I think so. I think he is. He's on vacation. He's in Italy. Como bella c'è la luna. Yes, indeed. He's having a ball. He was actually trying to get some, ghost haunting tapes in an old castle, but so far no takers. So he didn't get a break there. But he's still trying, and God bless him. Hopefully he'll bring back something that we can use on the Exozone next time. Dr. Forbin and Colossus have donated a very generous $5 super chat. Thank you, Dr. Forbin and Colossus. They say nothing. They merely go ahead and give me that $5 super chat out of regard. And because for them, generosity computes. Generosity computes. Thank you very much, Dr. Forbin and Colossus. What a great team you guys make. What a great movie you guys did make in the 60s. By Joseph Sargent. He directed it. Great stuff. Jean-Luc Picard himself is here. Jean-Luc Picard is offering us a $10 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Jean-Luc. And Jean-Luc says, we've made too many compromises already, too many retreats. They invade our space and we fall back. They assimilate entire IPs and we fall back. Not again. The line must be drawn here, this far, no further. Thank you, Jean-Luc Picard. Hail Jean-Luc Picard. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. Yes, indeed. We made too many compromises already, too many retreats. They invade our space and we fall back. They assimilate entire IPs and we fall back. Not again. The line must be drawn here, this far, no further. Wow. That was Richard Burton. Richard Burton reading those lines. Wonder how Stewie would read those lines. We've made too many compromises already, too many retreats. They invade our space and we fall back. They assimilate entire IPs and we fall back. Not again, Lois. Not again. The line must be drawn here, this far, no further. Thank you, Stewie. Well, 3 Brits agree we've got to stop these assholes from destroying our fucking franchises. 3 Brits agree. Just like on The Kids in the Hall. Remember? 30 Helens agree. We've got to stop this crap. Sounds a bit like talking. You don't know how hard I found it signing the order to terminate your life. I'm surprised you had the courage to take the responsibility yourself. Princess Leia, before your execution, I'd like you to be my guest at a ceremony that will make this battle station operational. No one will dare oppose the Emperor now. The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. Not after we've demonstrated the power of this station. In a way, your reluctance to reveal the location of the rebel base has helped us to decide our first target. Since you are reluctant to reveal the location of the rebel base, we've chosen to test this station's destructive power on your home planet of Alderaan. Alderaan, no, you can't. We don't have any weapons. You can't possibly. You would prefer another target, a military target, than name the system. I grow tired of asking this, so it'll be the last time. Where is the rebel base? Dantooine. They're on Dantooine. There, you see, Lord Vader. She can be reasonable. Oh, great lines. Great lines are a joy forever. Dantooine, exactly. They're on Dantooine. A lot of planets end with ooine, don't they? Really weird. A lot of planets end with ooine. I don't know why. But it's weird. Doomcock, who would you bang, kill, or marry? Rey, Captain Marvel, or Mikey Spock? Oh, dear God. I guess that I would, geez. Well, I guess I'd have to marry Rey. I would have to bang Captain Marvel, and I would have to throw Mikey Spock on the Christmas fire. Basically, have to use her as a Yule log. I would use Mikey Spock as a fucking Yule log. And I would be delighted. That would be the happiest Christmas of my life, when I got to burn Mikey Spock as a Yule log. I'd have myself a merry little Christmas. But I digress. And so we continue with Basil, who with a $2 Canadian super chat. is, I think, addressing Lori Roberts. I believe he's talking about Lori Roberts because he is saying Queen of the Harveys, Queen of the Harveys. And of course, Lori Roberts is the high priestess of the cult of Harvey. Therefore, it's logical that she would be Queen of the Harveys, Queen of the Harveys, spelling it Haahveys. Kind of like butter. It's kind of like I don't know, like the way that Barbara Streisand would pronounce it, Queen of the Harveys. Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Yeah, whatever. Basil, thank you, sir. Thank you very, very, very much for that super chat. And Queen of the Harveys, I think you have been anointed, Lori. Lori Roberts, are you around? You're probably long in bed, Lori, but I think that Basil has just anointed you as Queen of the Harveys. Mira J says Queen of the Harv people. Kill the Harv people. Dunk, dunk. Brie is a cheese. If Brie is a cheese, it would melt. Brie Larson is the American version of Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, right. Actually, that's very true. That is very true. Pink Brian is Crazy Brian. Very good point. Let us see. Discovery being canceled is what I want for Christmas, says Sarosha. And Basil says it's a joke from The Simpsons. Ah, okay. It's a joke from The Simpsons. Sorry, Lori. Never mind. Queen of the Harveys. I don't know. I haven't seen that one. I apologize. I didn't get that, Basil. But thank you for being here to correct us. Let's see. What else have we got here? We've got we have Sack Slappy Happy again. Sack Slappy Happy with a $5 super chat. Hail, Sack Slappy Happy, and thank you, sir. And he says, well, this one, okay, well, I'll go ahead and read/sing this, Sack Slappy Happy. Although I'm not sure I have a voice like Phil Collins, but I'll give it a try. Well, I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. I don't know why you wanted me to do that, Sack Slappy Happy, but I am happy to Sack Slappy Happy you and oblige. Do a little In the Air Tonight for Sack Slappy Happy. I think I was referring to Miami Vice earlier, and I think that's where that came from. E. Jars says Phil Collins doesn't have a Phil Collins voice anymore. Yeah, that's sad. It happens. It happens to people. Hologram Nunchuck says, dude, Phil Collins was dope. Hell yes, he was dope. I love that song. Yes, I love that song so much, Mary Ashmead. I love it when, I'm trying to get to that, where it goes, dum, 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 dum. I can feel it coming. I just like that big drum entrance into there. Just fantastic. And you really got to listen with that bass up. So when it starts out, you can hear that throbbing. I can't do it, but anyway, it's fantastic. Yes, the Miami Vice pilot is the one with In the Air Tonight, Pete, 1972. Absolutely. Yeah, good stuff. Wow. The FEDOC says Anti-Trekker seems to actually modestly, minutely enjoy the latest abomination of STD. Well, that's terrible. That breaks me. That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. That'd be terrible. My lords, you really cannot do a Randy Savage voice. No, I cannot. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Maybe so. But I can't say for sure. Let's see. We've got Mark C. Mark C. Hail with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Mark C. And he says, please tell me you will be making a video covering Disney's hypocrisy as they face a class action lawsuit for gender gap pay issues. I hadn't heard anything about that, Mark C. I had not heard a thing about that, so I don't know. Mark, send me a link to that article. I would love to be able to talk about it. So yeah, man, I did not know that. I did not know that. That's some weird, wild stuff. So yeah, send me that. I would be happy to take a look at it. Maybe there's a video in there. Maybe there's a rich mine of video greatness to get there. Let's try it, Mark C. Thank you, sir. The huge ass with a $5 super chat and a name that makes huge ass giggle every time you say it. Thank you, huge ass. Says, from the front lines of the culture war, my lord, we've suffered another defeat. John Cho as Spike Spielgal in Cowboy Bebop is crushing my soul. Please help. Damn. Huge ass. What is going on with John Cho as Spike Spielgal in Cowboy Bebop? What is why is John Cho crushing Huge Ass's soul? Can anyone fill me in on what's going on over there in the chat? Heroin Berg says, first heard about the Disney pay gap from Jesse Milestone yesterday. Anybody tell me what is going on? Mike and Tim comedy show say, just took a look at the Loch Ness cam. The resolution is so low. It's hard to see anything in the water with any clarity. It is fun watching the sheep wander around, though. No sign of Nessie. But what about Cowboy Bebop? What is going on with it? Burnham TM brand logs burns for 6+ hours because it's the bestest log ever, says Loquacious Primate. Oh, I see. John Cho was cast as the lead in Cowboy Bebop. So they're making a live action Cowboy Bebop. Oh, for God's sake. Really? Why do we need a remake, live action or not, of Cowboy Bebop? Oh, God. No, we need that like a hole in the head. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is painful, people. That is painful. Bear says, Overlord DVD, you're sounding great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Although Phaser 1X says they can sing better than I can. However, you've never really heard me sing. You only hear me kind of, sort of, semi-singing. You've never actually heard me sing, Phaser 1X. But it's possible. It's entirely possible. The Fedoc says there are good scenes for our fake Spock. In what? I'm not sure. Katala Laris says, that's the thing. We don't need it. I have a feeling all this comes back to Tumblr again. Damn Tumblr for taking away my favorite source of free porn. Damn you, Tumblr, you bastards. I've yet to find a better source of porn, a replacement source of porn. It breaks my heart. Sylveon Eve says, leave Bebop alone. I've watched the dub enough times that the OG Japanese sub wasn't working for me. Kilroy was here, still waiting for our duet, says Kilroy. Well, next time, man, you can just ask. You can go ahead at our next Dick Doomcock Power Hour and just say, hey, man, let's do it. Same thing, Samuel Aragon. Doomcock, I will gladly lend my dulcet tenor to a karaoke night. Well, hell, dude, that's what the, Dick Doomcock Power Hour party is supposed to be. Just a private party. And yeah, man, you guys be sure and turn up. Turn up and we'll sing together. It'll be a blast. Katala Lara says Pornhub has a better source of free porn and they actually care about people as opposed to Tumblr who, well, don't care about anyone. Very true. Very true. And Basil says, I'll lend my piano playing. Hail Basil, man, that would be fun. We should. If we ever get together, there will definitely be singing and drinking and hilarity will ensue. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. And we have Kilroy was here again with the last super chat from the first session, the afternoon session. Thank you, Kilroy was here again for this $10 super chat. Very generous of you, my friend. And he says, there are a lot of great anime dubs. Yes, there are bad ones, but Funimation, Pre-Woke, Viz Media, and others make fantastic anime dubs that are accurate to the original and are definitely worth watching. Well, that's good to know. I mean, earlier in the chat, for those of you who weren't in part one, we were talking about I needed to see, God, what was it? It was the dub of, I'm thinking it was Star Blazers, or anyway, it had Vic Mignogna doing the English track. And Kilroy was making the point that, there are a lot of good dubs. I will only generally watch with subtitles anime. But with guys like Vic doing quality work, a Full Metal Alchemist, that's right, Kilroy was here. Thank you very much. And yeah, I guess with talents like Vic, it would definitely be worth listening to. Thank you, Kilroy was here, very much for reminding me. It's been a long day, man. Been a long day. And so, yeah. Pete 1972 says, my internet went bad for a second, so I will say it again. 80s movies and TV put a smile on my face when I'm angry. I don't know why. Quality. Probably quality. That would be my guess. Quality. And Katala Lara says, Vic Mignogna was my favorite Edward Elric ever, just saying. Thank you, Katala Laris, for that. All righty. What we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and read a few more of these super chats here. And then I am going to go ahead and let our wench wrench extraordinaire and your supreme leader, namely me, go ahead and turn in and get some shut-eye, because I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I've got a lot of reviewing to do. I've got to watch Star Trek Disgracery, and I got to get on the ball to create entertainment for you good people. So a few more super chats, and then it will be nighty night, and I will go ahead and do a super chat square up, unless I can get through I think it's a little too much for me to get through speedily, but we'll see. We'll see. Brent Newman with a £5 super chat. Thank you, Brent, very much, sir. He says, good morning, my lord. Hail and time to give thanks to the fabulous Mary Ashmead, above and beyond always. Thank you for your honest review. Hail all. Hail Brent Newman. Thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you for joining us from the UK, the imperiled UK, the Brexit UK, the Article 11, Article 13 UK. I pray to God that shit never, ever, ever comes finally to pass, that some sanity will prevail. But in the meantime, thank you, my legionnaire and friend Brent, and thank you for sending a shout out to the fabulous Mary Ashmead. She is absolutely wonderful. 80s Totally Awesome is here with a $5 super chat. And 80s Totally Awesome is saying some stuff. I'm not going to read this stuff you say bad about yourself, because you don't deserve it. I'm not going to say it. It's not going to pass through my lips. But 80s Totally Awesome, thank you, sir, says, Lou, sorry to bother you. We need to chat seriously. Please watch B7 and B7L. That's Blake 7 and Blake 7 Legends. This movie is for Harvey's Cookie Fund. Thank you, 80s. Totally awesome. Yes, I know we definitely need to chat. I am sorry. I am, well, I am totally swamped. But dude, I swear to you, I will make an effort and I will try so hard to find the time to chat with you some. Hopefully tomorrow. I think tonight I'm just going to go straight to bed. I'm pretty tired, but I will so try. Please just keep hitting me up. Keep hitting me up. And that's the best way. Otherwise, I'm just distracted and working and doing all this stuff. It's just never ending grind, sir. Never ending grind. Oh, I see that World Class Bullshitters has been here. World Class Bullshitters, Jeff himself, with a Hail Doomcock and a $5 super chat from World Class Bullshitters. Hail, Jeff. Thank you, my friend. It is good to see you again. It's been too long. We need to chat. We need to hang out. We need to have some fun. World Class Bullshitters, I am deeply honored and thankful that you popped in. It is so good to see you again. And man, you guys all, I'm sure, already subscribe to World Class Bullshitters. But yeah, anybody who doesn't, subscribe, dude. One of the great YouTubers and a great member of the Fandom Menace. Absolutely fantastic guy. Thank you, Jeff. The Feedoc says, heading home from work, my lord. So I'm knocking off. Mobile reception sucks on the road. Thanks for a lovely end of the week with this entertaining stream. You are welcome, Feedoc. Have a great weekend. And I probably imagine that I will be back sometime this weekend with another live stream. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. John Pagdilau says, Lord Doomcock, I totally agree with you on the abomination that is now the Twilight Zone. The first episode was so slow, glaciers actually move faster. And hello to Harvey Cthulhu.
Hello, John Pagdilau. Hail, John, and thank you, sir. I'm glad you have the good taste to dislike the Twilight Zone. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And by that, I mean the hatred is good. It's a terrible show.
Yeah, he watched it.
Terrible. Just awful, man. Talk about woke. Jesus Christ. And the second one, oh, man, wait till you hear what happens in the second one.
It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. We've got, thank you, 80s Totally Awesome. I shall, sir, be in touch. Please keep hitting me up. Please be patient, and thank you. The SSB candidates with a 20 Mexican dollars super chat. Thank you, SSB candidate. Says, Negan got into Tekken before he comes to Smash Brothers. Interesting. So you're talking about Morgan himself? Got into Tekken before he comes to Smash Brothers. Very interesting, SSB candidates. Very interesting indeed. I was not aware of that. I was absolutely not aware of that. I have a little sip of water here. Those allergies starting to hit me. Thank you, SSB candidates. And thank you for checking back again. You said you wouldn't be here, but you were. You were even better than your word. Thank you, sir. Good to see you, as always, my friend. Warren Roar. Hail Warren Roar with $4.99 super chat. Legionnaire Warren Roar says, I've been watching The Outer Limits, enjoying the genius of it all. I have also been binging the OG Twilight Zone to purify my soul. Yeah, we really do need that more and more as time goes on, don't we, Warren? We need to purify our souls. We need to return to the wellspring of original canons and genuine entertainment to make ourselves feel better about the wasteland that we dwell in now, this SJW desert whose sands are encroaching ever more aggressively into every corner of our lives. Makes me sick. Warren, I think Anakin Skywalker said it best when he said, "I hate sand. It gets everywhere and it's so itchy," or whatever the hell he said. I think he anticipated the cultural desert in which we find ourselves. Warren, hail to thee. Thank you for being a Legionnaire. Thank you for being my personal bodyguard. And if any of you guys have seen photos of Warren Roar, you will know why he is my bodyguard. The man is built like Captain America or the Hulk. The Hulk after he's been working out. Warren Roar, what a tough guy. Thank you, Warren, and hail, my friend. MT with a Australian $7.99 super chat. Thank you, MT. And he says, thanks for the review, but I have no love in my heart for anything today but Joker, so I don't care. So Joker, just good or maybe genre elevating. MT, man, I did a live watching of the Joker trailer earlier this afternoon in the first part of the live stream, and it is still available on my channel. It will be moving shortly to Harvey's channel. And those of you who have not subscribed yet, please do. Actually, I ought to go ahead and put that link in the chat, unless Mary has it as well. But I think I've got it handy here. Yes, I do. So I will go ahead and instead of making Mary do it, I'll pop it into the chat myself. And if you guys have not subscribed to this, please do. This is the channel where you will find live streams and exozones and other strange miscellaneous entertainments after the broadcasts are finalized. But anyway, like I was saying, sir, I went ahead and watched that Joker trailer, and Harvey watched it as well, and we both commented on it live and then discussed it. And I'm going to hazard that Joker is going to be genre elevating. It really resembled some of Martin Scorsese's work, it kind of, for me, it had a kind of Taxi Driver vibe to it. And I felt that this, looking at Joaquin Phoenix, what he's going to do with the Joker, he's obviously approaching it with integrity, with intensity, with commitment, the same kind of maniacal dedication that he brought to his role in The Master. If you guys have not seen The Master, I got a feeling that this is going to be like a dose of that, you guys. I think it's going to be incredible. So I'm just extremely excited about it. And I have a feeling that it's going to be magnificent. So hail MT, and thank you very much for the super chat. And go and check out the first part. I mean, I did it towards the front of that live stream, so you won't have to wade in too deep to find it. And I think that you'll be pleased from what you hear. Nicholas Glenn, hail Nicholas Glenn with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Nicholas, very, very much. And Nicholas Glenn asks, did you see the new Cobra Kai trailer today? I did not. I have not as yet seen it. So, hell, that's great news. I'm glad it's out there, and I cannot wait to see the damn thing. I am huge on Cobra Kai, huge. And I've been working on a video about it, and hopefully that will be coming out early next week. If the assault of news and horrors and atrocities will just stop long enough to be able to allow me to make a video about something I love. So, yeah, I think Cobra Kai season 2 is going to be phenomenal. I have not seen that Cobra Kai trailer. Anyone in the chat, has anyone seen that? The Cobra Kai latest trailer and how it was? I'd be very interested to see what you guys thought about it. Mike and Tim Comedy Show says thinks Joker is going to be good. Absolutely. Samuel Aragon, Heath Ledger's Joker is my spirit animal. Yeah, I didn't think anyone else could approach the role after Heath, but seeing this trailer has got me thinking. You know, it's really got me thinking. Brent Newman says, yes, it's brilliant. Nicholas Glenn, it's awesome. Stern and Colonel, late to the party. How was Shazam? Stern and Colonel, I'm going to be releasing a review of it tomorrow. It'll be basically what I did here, but with some added material, with some spoilers and stuff, although they will be clearly announced, so you won't stumble across them and harm your viewing if you decide to go. So don't worry about that. Nicholas Glenn says season 2 is going to be amazing. I can't wait. Hologram Nunchuck says, I don't want to spoil anything with Cobra Kai, so no trailer. Very good, Hologram Nunchuck. Very good. J Roar 123 says, Danger, Will Robinson. Okay. Michael Henry says, I heard about Cobra Kai from you, Overlord, and yes, it is great. I'm glad that I could recruit someone to the Cobra Kai cause. The Cobra Kai cause. That can be a little tricky to say. Anthony Aguirre says, good night, Doomcock and Doomunity. Hail, Overlord DVD. Thank you, Anthony Aguirre. Rogue Jedi. Hail Doomcock. Hail, Rogue Jedi. And MK Ultra says, I love the Cesar Romero Joker costume from the trailer. Yes, MK Ultra. That was a fine touch indeed. Yeah, I think this thing is going to be special. I think it's absolutely going to be special and elevate that genre. I really do. The Mike and Tim Comedy Show says, special report from Loch Ness. The sheep have moved off camera. That is all. Thank you, sir. That actually does give me a thrill, knowing that you are monitoring Loch Ness for me. That actually, I really like that. I dig it. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. We've got Samuel Aragon with a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Samuel. And he says, Doomcock. Never gonna give us crap. Never gonna let Harvey out. Never gonna let the Eldritch God consume us. I'll rewrite it for the next round table. Thank you, Samuel Aragon. It took me a minute to place what you were doing. Never gonna give us crap. Never gonna let Harvey out. Never let the Eldritch God consume us. I got it better that time. Kind of screwed it up the first time. Sorry, I mangled your clever lyrics, Samuel Aragon. But yes, I look forward to that in the next Doomcock Roundtable, or actually the Dick Doomcock Power Hour. And that reminds me, damn it, I need to get that roundtable posted. It's given me some trouble syncing up stuff because of the various times that it cut out, and then the recorder stopped, and so there's all sorts of sync problems, but I think I've about got it sorted. So all of you legionnaires, villains, vagabonds, and rogues who have been waiting for the Doomcock Roundtable to actually be posted, your wait will end soon, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you, Samuel. I love that. Love that, actually. That's a really good lyric. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $10 super chat. Thank you, sir, again. And the Psycho Dwarf 9 says, the universe was once all-encompassing. In order to know more, it created a condition wherein it could occupy all points. There is a possibility there is only one electron, and it time shares. Well, basically what you are saying is a version of what I was saying, which is that the universe is non-dual, that duality is an illusion, the result of attention. Basically, when you attend to something, when you pay attention to something, you are actually more excluding the rest of the universe than including it. In other words, you're focusing on this thing, and you are, in focusing, narrowing your attention and filtering out the rest of the universe, trying to attend to that detail. In actual fact, Psycho Dwarf 9, I know what you're talking about, that there may only be one electron and it time shares. Certainly, all electrons, all particles are extrusions of the same field. That is what quantum physics is telling us now. that essentially there is only one electron because it is one field, and all the electrons in it are protuberances from that field, extrusions of that field, but it at root is one field. Pretty mind twisty, isn't it? Maybe that's what drove the dwarf psycho. Regardless, hail psycho dwarf. Yes, I think that's it's a very interesting point. The universe was once all encompassing. In order to know more, it created a condition wherein it could occupy all points. Well, that condition would be space-time, Psycho Dwarf 9. That condition would be space-time. So, you know, this idea of occupying all points implies that there are multiple points to be occupied, implying duality, implying, time and space, which may not be the natural environment of that consciousness. Anyway, it's too late to contemplate this stuff. Not this intently. I'll have a little drink, and then we're going to go ahead. And we are closing in on the end of our session here tonight. And I hope you guys have had a blast. I am having a blast. And I hope that you guys have too. I hope it hasn't been too weird for you. And I hope I didn't break your hearts with my Shazam review, guys. I just had to tell the truth. I call them as I see them. It's not easy being Doomcock sometimes. Even I get tired of my relentlessly critical eye, but I can only tell the truth. The Doctor 14 Blu-ray reviews with an Infinity Gauntlet and two £2 super chats in a row. Hail the Doctor 14 Blu-ray reviews. And he says, WWE Woke Women's Championship is the main event. Oh, well, actually, I might watch that. I might watch that. A WWE Woke Women's Championship, because that means that A, you're going to see some woke women lose automatically. And two, you're going to see woke women get smacked and get slammed and get, maybe even hit with chairs if it's that kind of a championship. Kind of like Glow, there are worse things that you could spend your entertainment attention on than watching woke women smack each other around. Hell, put a mud pit in there. Why not? Why not? Thank you, the Doctor 14 Blu-ray reviews for that. I think that is something I'd watch. I'd watch. That's the only woke entertainment I will watch where woke people are abusing each other. And the Doctor 14 Blu-ray reviews also says, yes, more TV and movies for me. Presumably, you are talking about being Blu-ray reviews, getting physical media, perhaps, the Doctor. This is a bit of an enigmatic and short pronouncement, but yes, more TV and movies for me. I would assume that you are talking about getting physical media before it vanishes. Because let me tell you something, having all of your pop culture history at the whims of streaming services is like having them not at all. Because they can go just like that. Just like a snap of Thanos' fingers. Thank you, the Doctor. 14 Blu-ray reviews. Donald Bollinger, my Legionnaire extraordinaire, with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Donald. And Donald says, it pains me to disagree with you, Lord Doomcock, but I loved Shazam. I've seen it twice and can't wait to see it again. Sir, I am delighted that you enjoyed it. I encourage people to go see it. I encourage this new direction of DC Comics in the movies. And I hope that it is a great success. I hope it kicks the shit out of Captain Marvel. At least it's not woke. I will say that. I should have said that in my review, that Captain Marvel is not woke. I mean, Shazam. Captain Marvel, I see, it gets so annoying. It's so annoying. Shazam is Captain Marvel, damn it. He's the real Captain Marvel, the actual Captain Marvel, the first fucking Captain Marvel. And he got Brie Larson flying around with the name in the movie. Bullshit. But Donald, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it's wonderful. And yeah, man, who knows? Maybe I will like it better if I see it again. But I absolutely encourage you, don't take my word for it. Just bear in mind what I've said and decide for yourself. And I hope that I don't dissuade people from going. I really want it to succeed. I really do. But I have to call it like I see it, Donald. And yeah, I guess we cannot always agree, but we are always free to disagree in Xanadoom. That is one of the things I'm fighting for, which is what, kids? Critical thinking. I always encourage everyone to think critically, to decide for yourselves. And part of that is disagreeing. So I'm proud of you guys for disagreeing with me. How's that? Kind of a weird take for a future ruler of Earth and a dictator and a supervillain, but that's how I roll. Thanos looks like a grape crust with a scrotum, says Pink Brian. Is crazy Brian? I don't like to think about that. I don't want to think about that. Pete 1972 says physical media will remain supreme. People will miss watching whatever they want, and they will miss having it in their hands. I agree. I could not agree more. That's why I am tracking it down and chasing it. Let's see. We've got Basil with a $2 Canadian super chat, and a very good point from my Legionnaire Basil. He says, Man of Steel Soups was Jake Kent. Yep, Jake Kent. Just like it was Jake Soy Walker on that island that, burned the Jedi scrolls and sucked on the manatee and threw his lightsaber away. That was Jake Soy Walker. So too has Basil pronounced that Man of Steel Soups was Jake Kent. Yep, pretty much 100%. Thank you, Basil, for clarifying that for us. Those of us who were distressed at the direction that Man of Steel went, and, Jake Kent being a killer, I think that explains it. Thank you, Basil. Certainly, Jake Kent is from the Bizarro universe. He just got a skin treatment, so he doesn't look crystalline. It's all coming together, sir. It's all coming together. East of the Rockies, Geek Chorus, you are on Doomcock, coast to coast. Hail Geek Chorus with a $2 super chat, sending me a little emoji that I sadly cannot see. I don't have those emojis on my computer. I have them on my phone. Cannot see it here. But Geek Chorus, in your infinite geek wisdom, I will assume that it was the perfect symbol, too perfect to manifest in our imperfect world. And so I will thank you for the super chat. I will assume your greatness and wisdom, even though I cannot see it, and I will move on. Nicholas Glenn. Thank you, Nicholas, with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir, very much. And he says, what would it take to get 15 minutes of your time to jump in a private Google Hangouts with myself and a buddy to get your advice on creating a YouTube channel? I'd be happy to do that, Nicholas. I don't know that I have any great advice for you, but I would be happy to help you out with that. So, drop me a line or something in the next day or so, and I'd be happy to do it. I'm exhausted tonight. I can't do it tonight, but absolutely be very happy to help out a fellow Legionnaire and friend. And we'll go ahead and get you some advice and maybe get you started, Nicholas. So yeah, send me a message on Patreon and or Twitter, and we will set that up, sir. Happy to be of assistance to you. You're been a great friend to me, and anything I can do to help your YouTube channel be a success, I'll be happy to do it. Sparkus Aurelius with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Sparkus Aurelius, very, very much. And Sparkus Aurelius says, I enjoyed Serling's Night Gallery while growing up. Yeah, well, I'm glad that Jordan Peele isn't going to go ahead and peel all over the Night Gallery like he is peeling all over the Twilight Zone. That guy, judging by the wokeness of it, judging by the antipathy towards white males in both episodes, I have to say, old Jordan Peele, he seems to have certain racist tendencies. And I find that abhorrent. The way that he treats people of pale color in his first two episodes is pretty abysmal. And I do not think it's accidental at all. I think it is absolutely deliberate. I think it is calculated, and I think he is trying to send subliminal messages of racial hatred. I find it extremely disturbing. And when you see my next review, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. It's kind of shocking, frankly. It really is. Sparkus Aurelius, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I liked Serling's Night Gallery, and my favorite one of the night galleries that I remember is this guy in the old days who has an earwig placed in his ear, trying to kill him. And the earwig is basically has gone down his ear and is eating its way through his brain. So he is in agony throughout this episode as that thing is making its way through his brain, eating it. And then one day the pain stops and his family, fiance, whatever, is relieved. Oh my God, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. And the doctor looks grim. He says, yes, it crawled out his other ear. I killed it. Squished it between my fingers, actually. Well, what's wrong, doctor? What's wrong? Well, I examined it, and it's a female, and it laid eggs. Oh, Night Gallery, Rod Serling, you sicko. That was great stuff. Thank you, Sparkus Aurelius, and thank you for having great taste. The Big Joe. The Big Joe, hail Big Joe with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Big Joe. And he says, hail Doomcock. May the streets of Hollywood run red with the blood of your enemies. Well, you know, when the giant robots fill the skies and the reanimated dead are lurching down the streets and the bat creatures are swooping around like, well, you know, bat creatures, and giant insects are stomping right and left, there will be a lot of red coloring, red dye number 9, if you will, red dye will be smeared liberally throughout Hollywood as the takeover is consolidated. But this is far in the future, and it will, you know, take a lot of robot armies, zombies, giant insects, extra dimensional invasion forces to make the dream a reality. But we can still dream. And in this case, it pays to dream in color, I guess. Thank you, the Big Joe. And you're scary, sir. You look like Pennywise the Clown. Is that deliberate? Do you know this Big Joe? And do you wonder why you are not invited to more parties? I wonder. Nicholas Glenn with a final super chat of $1.99. Thank you, Nicholas, again, sir. And Nicholas says, I hate what happened with Mecca and CBS a-holes. Yeah, me too. Me too. They they went ahead and struck her down for for playing some actual footage on her channel in a live stream. Now she still has her channel, but she cannot live stream for 3 months on that channel. That said, she has another channel, Mecha Random 42 Live, and she can be found streaming there. So you should go ahead and check that out and subscribe. But the problem is if look, it's going to be much easier to fix your show, CBS, than it is to go ahead and strike down the people who don't like it, because there's a hell of a lot of people that don't like it. And all you do is just make yourselves look bad and cause more problems. So anyway, my heart goes out to Mecca. As I've said before, Mecca Random, and she will rebound from this. The 3 months will go by swiftly. But in the meantime, subscribe to her channel and support her efforts to continue to do what she does so well. All right, you guys, I think we have come now to the end of our live stream, our two-part live stream, a very unusual event, but today was an unusual day with a movie in the middle of it. So basically, it has been a blast, and I hope that you enjoyed my review, even if you did not agree with it. I hope that it was informative and made sense to you guys. I want to say good night to everybody. I want to say thank you to Mary Ashmead for being here and being so awesome and cool. And I want to thank Brent Newman and Mostin Fizzle, Mira J. Oh no, Alex Lathis just woke up. Sabars, Vasco Zuzus, Dave Bob. Oh, Dave Bob. Good night, my brother. Good night. Good night to you all. Frakoff, Felder, Carb. And we've got Pi here saying, Hail Spartacus. Cato Roan. Mary Ashmead, thank you so much, my dear. You are an awesome, awesome, awesome wrench winch. You have done a great job today. Thank you so very, very much. Common Sense America, J Roar 123, Geek Chorus, Bear, Michael Henry, Zol of Tokarga, Peter Allen, Ovaltine Patrol. You have a good night, Ovaltine Patrol. Michael Henry, Dave Bob Nitrium, all of you guys, Katala Laris N. You have hung out the entire time, N. My best to NEX. Katala Laris, you are so very, very welcome. I'm glad that you are here. It is so wonderful to see you, my dear. Sparkus Aurelius, Dr. Forbin, and Colossus. All of you guys, listen, tomorrow is Friday. Have a good day. Have a good launch into the weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And, as always, my friends, stay angry from the center of the earth. This is Dictor Van Doomcock, thanking you all for your support, thanking you for turning out, and bidding you all, my friends, remember, without respect, we reject. And that makes it very, 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 very easy indeed to stay angry. Good night, my friends. I will see you this weekend. Cheers and good night.